Wait, it's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. Big beauty.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one? Are you kidding? How about this?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
Resist! Like something you would say growing up. You know, like, man, I'm in a tree house. This is awesome. I can see trees all around me. I got a telescope. This is rad. Like something you would say growing up.
Yeah, sorry, it was on loop, wasn't it? Sorry, that's my fault. My fault.
He's a little loopy. He's a little loopy, you know.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, he's a lot loopy.
Hello,
Yep.
everybody. Happy Labor Day in the U.S. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, or rising, whatever you want to call it, day. Because there ain't nothing sad about what's going on over here.
No, it's exciting times, man.
Let's call it Labor Day for Labradors.
There's so many dog days. There's so many like National Dog Day. You know what I mean? Like Pet Day. Like
this is our Labor.
This
is our Labor Day.
There's definitely not a National White Man Day. There's not a like. Yeah, no, let's not get into that. Silly
I was like, what is that?
national, you know, celebrating being white and heterosexual. There's no day to do that. That would be considered white supremacist day. So, it's funny. And Women's Day as well. There's not a Man's Day, is there? National Men's Day, but there's a National Women's Day. That's not fair. That's really
we pretty special. You know, we grow like this whole thing inside of this, like, and it moves our organs. It pushes them.
Yeah,
like,
well, we do that
right
as
away.
well, and we release it every morning around 9 o'clock. But dropping the kids off at the pool.
Wow, I didn't know it was so timely.
Yeah, you know, regular. It's good to be regular.
It is good to be regular.
Shout out to the chat room. How's everybody doing? We got Just JP. And Who Are We? And Reverend Hall. Yeah. We got Lizzo French, Brian Evans, Tyler and Arnold. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Little Wing.
I love it. Who sings their chat?
I just realized.
On the Wide Awake Show.
Your picture, Little Wing, is that of the band? What are they called? The two girls and the sister. They're Irish. Or is that you and your friend or something? Who is that? That looks like, what's that Irish band called?
I think it is her.
What's that bloody Irish band called? Oh, it'll come to me. Anyway, Lizzo, good to see you. To Joy now.
Hi guys. Hey to Joy. JP.
Hey, everybody.
Lizzo.
So we got exciting news today.
Oh, Callum.
Way exciting.
We were supposed to, as people know, anybody paying attention knows, we were supposed to have a meeting with Frank on, was it Friday or Saturday? Saturday. We're gonna have it
Yeah.
Friday. We changed it to Saturday, and Saturday something happened. We couldn't do it, and so we ended up doing it yesterday after loads of trouble. I mean, how much hassle was that? We were
No, it was in
Skype
perfect
alone
time.
choice.
Actually, you
It
know
put-
what? He and I, you remember when you guys heard me talking and you were still on Skype, but he couldn't hear you guys, but he heard me because we were still on WhatsApp. You remember
Right.
that? And
Yeah.
so what I said to him after I hung up on Skype was I was like, I think this is all happening for a reason, for us in a way to sort of get to know each other a little bit more individually, because you had your chance to kind of talk to him right off the bat. Then like Kevin did get a chance when we weren't on the or when you weren't on the call, and then it was just me and Frank alone at one point. So it was quite humorous. It was a little frustrating, but it was like, because I felt a little anxiety, but at the same time I felt calm, and the connection with Frank was immediate as well. So it was it was humorous, but it was really good at the same time.
Yeah, man. It was definitely cool, definitely nice, and just the things that he said about the area, about the history, about his history there, the foundation's history, and everything. It was just like, really. I mean, could it be any sort of more perfect? You know, could it be any more like it's what we were thinking of and more, and all of those extra bits that we hadn't thought about yet because we hadn't got there. But if we were starting from scratch, we would have got there in the end, you know. So yeah, very, very exciting stuff. So people are thinking, what the freaking heck are they talking about? What are they going on about? Should we just play the video?
Well, here, first of all, I need to
let's
share this. I want to share this part, okay?
Oh yeah.
We found out. I think we already mentioned to you guys. No, not this, but this is about the place. We already mentioned about the 9-acre preserve.
Yeah.
What we found out yesterday is that land that's set up as a nature preserve has been the traditional medicine gathering grounds for shamans in that area for over 1,000 years. So
So I get to live my dream.
this to us was kind of like also sealing our attraction, because our intention of land is stewardship, not ownership.
Yes.
And this is a perfect place to work within the community for eternity, or at least 100 years or 1,000 years.
And for a community that has been there for however long, man, for as long as they've been there, it's been a darn sight longer than we've been where we are. Their community has been there, living on the land there, working with the land there for thousands of years. Or certain.
There's a guy who has a business, and maybe we talked about this on the live, but hauling ice for 800 years. So there you go.
Right, hauling ice to make ice cream.
Yeah.
So if you had thought you were thinking about maybe opening an ice cream shop, hey, you've got some strong competition there, but good mentors.
That's the Mile High Ice Cream Club.
Yeah, pretty much. I think Ibarra, it is Mile High. If you've never had ice cream at a Mile High, you just must try it in Ecuador. The air is much cleaner than Denver.
True story.
Okay, so we're going to do this public service announcement, and I'm going to grab some chai. So enjoy this and listen. This is for you.
Hi everybody, it's Tony Santoro. Today I'm going to teach you how to kill your lawn using a sack cutter, which you can rent from Home Depot or preferably an independent family-owned tool rental business of your choosing. But first off, we got to talk about a couple things. Why did you have a lawn in the first place? What made you keep the lawn for so many years? Do you have some kind of mental deficiency that prevents you from thinking clearly on an issue of personal landscaping? Were you drinking bleach as a kid? Is that why you have the lawn? Perhaps you just do what your neighbor does If your neighbor jumped off a cliff and drank his own piss, would you do the same thing? Maybe you never left the town that you grew up in and you never saw nothing different. So all you know to do is what you see around you. I can understand it, but that still don't make it right. And it doesn't lead to a fulfilling life or a fulfilling yard. Maybe you ate paint chips as a kid. Did you do that? Were you part of a class action lawsuit? Or you didn't sign up? Or you signed up too late so you missed out on the money? That's okay. At least you can have a decent yard that's part of the native local ecosystem now. You got something wrong with you, don't you? That's okay, because like I said, we's gonna fix that problem now. So the first step you gotta do is get the side cutter. This is what you do when you gotta kill your lawn. You gotta rent one of these from Home Depot, wherever, preferably not Home Depot. If you got a more independent tool rental facility near you, it's called the side cutter. And basically, you throw the gas in there and you just get rolling. Now, this particular model is kind of shit, but it's all they had at the Home Depot. Now, the way the side cutter works is you got your wheel right there. The thing weighs about 300 pounds, okay? So as much as like a very obese man sitting in a bathtub, all right? It's going to take 2 or 3 people to load that in the back of your truck. That's why I suggest renting a trailer from U-Haul for 15 or 20 bucks, whatever they're charging now. It's probably fucking extortion either way. Anyway, the way it works is you got this blade down here, okay? So we'll lift this up, and you could see you got this blade. Now, you could disengage the blade, raise it, lower it, and you could change the depth of it, what have you, what not. Okay, this costs about 80 to 100 bucks a day to rent from the Home Depot. The last place I used at another lawn I did, they only charged me 75. But either way, you can see what it does. This goes back and forth, disemboweling, okay, ripping up those grass roots from the soil that they're entombed in. Now, to use it, you put the on switch on, and that choke should have been like that. You engage the choke, see, so it's towards the little slanted line, and then you pull. You pull. This might not work. Oh, you know what? There we go. Oh, you know what? It's a warm start, not starting from cold. I already had it running. There you go. You fire it up. Nice. Let it run for, 30 seconds, and it disengages the wheels, disengages the blade. Every model's different. Put that guy down. And there you go. Start working magic. As you can see, I got Zach, the New York Jew, with me. Say hi, Zach. How you doing over there? As you can see, what we're doing here is we flip it. So we pair it up and then you flip it over. I want to keep the soil, so it doesn't all just blow away. Now, of course, once you rip it up, you could put rock mulch in there, plant native plants. You could see we already got some nice tamaleep and thorn scrub plants to go here because we are in South Texas. They're waiting to go, nice native plants waiting to go on the ground. But you don't want that bare soil exposed to the solar radiation because it'll just dry it out. Hey, now, Zach, the New York Jew, so what do we do now? What do you do with this?
Once the grass is cut and don't give it any water, just let it cook like your mother's brisket on Passover morning and you're golden. Perfect.
So I'm effectively using the dead sod. Well, it will be dead in a few days, hopefully. And I'm using it as mulch. The grass will die and that soil will just, basically, it'll just become soil again. So flip it over. The dark color of the soil will also make sure it dies later. It gets really hot, doesn't water it. Now, of course, if you're doing this and it's going to rain the next day, that might be a problem. But either way, you kill that lawn and you start planting stuff. You can see I use some of the grass as mulch around this Montezuma cypress, epic plant. We got our native Texas sable palm right there. We got the Louisiana bald cypress right here. And it should be pretty nice. And then, of course, anytime you want to plant something, in the future, you just pull this back and you can dig your hole. Use an auger if you're a lazy ass like me, or, get a nice sharpshooter. Dig a hole right there. That's all I got to fix it by.
We all know what's coming, what's just around the corner. We all know that we don't have long. We all know that we're connected. We all know that we have our soul tribes. possibly connected in every incarnation through the generations. And we are finding each other. And we are realizing that there is a better way. Going back to our roots, embracing ancient knowledge and ancient culture to live life better now. This is what we are doing with the Magic Treehouse. We are moving to Ecuador. We're going to work with the indigenous people, become self-sufficient, and no longer slaves to the system. Building a new community for a new way of life. The Magic Treehouse, Center for Healing.
There we go. There we go. I've been itching to play that.
Also, the first video though was hilarious, and it is in line with our plans for some of the land. We're definitely going to be. We've already talked about like incorporating an animal rescue, and we definitely want to be jump on the growing bandwagon. We were actually one of the fun things we were talking about was creating the when we're going to build this additional housing. Because you've seen some of the pictures of the housing that's already there, and that's something we're going to figure out. You know, maybe we'll end up, you guys. Maybe the three of us will end up moving out of the bigger house into like the smaller housing, and we'll turn the bigger house into like more of the hostel, and we could even have like a teaching room there if there's a big enough room.
The house is a hotel. I mean, the bigger house is kitted out like a hotel. It's got an industrial kitchen in it. It's got.
Then that's how we're going to use it. That's how we're going to use it. So I'll probably end up building like a little hut for myself, like, you know, a little self-sustaining hut eventually down on one end. But who knows what the possibilities are going to be. So I definitely want to live in the house to begin with. You know, don't get me wrong.
So the important thing for people to understand, this isn't what this is about. We've all realized that we need to move away from what they're trying to make us do, reject everything that they're trying to force us into. And part of that is, you know, this whole living in cities and smart cities with no cash, everything digital, social credit currency, and all of this crap. They're marching forward. They're marching hard forward towards that. The WEF has got control of quite a lot of the important players, you know, like Macron and what's his name from the Netherlands and Justin Trudeau, and so we want to get away from that. And the South Americas, they're already showing, you know, with the latest meeting of the Americas, where they said, yeah, do you know what, we're not going to go if you're not going to invite Venezuela and you're not going to invite Colombia. What are you talking? You're not even part of the South Americas. Like they're excluding people. Like Biden, the American, you know, Washington, whatever, is excluding parts of the Americas. So they're already making a break, man. They already want to make a break, and it seems like a really sensible place to go. And the opportunity there, what the idea was for the Treehouse Healing Center, that was already established, that idea. And what synchronicity has done has brought us into contact with a foundation that's already created with an ancient tribe of people, a family. There's a family there who have been fishing, or no, have been getting the ice for 900 years or 800 years. Their family has been going up, trudging up, getting the ice and making ice cream. Like
how long have they been doing the markets, though? You know, coming down from their
all of it
coming down from the mountains, you know, with all this beautiful, beautiful textiles and just the jewelry and everything. There's silver in that area, isn't there, Kevin?
There'll be
Right?
silver and
Silver.
gold.
Oh,
You're muted, Kevin. You're muted.
I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's gold and silver, and even, you know, Frank told us last night on this area up there is where the Incas hid a lot of their gold.
Shh.
You know, so the thing is that that gold is where it stays, you know.
It's got a metal detector.
It's part of the magic of this place. Is that
exactly right?
It's the undiscovered, you know, objects which were held sacred, and
I think it's important to let people know as well. This place, I mean, this is so unbelievably special. This is magic. This is beyond magic. This is Hollywood movie shit, man. This place that we are looking at, it turns out it's like sacred ground. It's a sacred mountain, sacred ground. You know, where they get all their the area that, like Kevin was saying, the area that is reserved, it's you know, special reserve land, it's protected land, is where all of the local shamans, what are they called?
No, not even local, from all over that whole region.
All right, so yeah, so from all over the whole region would come to this spot to get, because it had the highest concentration of all of the healing plants and remedies. And this, you know, like what better synchronicity can you get? Along with it being at 0, 0 latitude, 0 longitude, it's like we're living in a movie, and we've discovered our roles, and right, okay, this is what we've got to do now. It's like like I say, the foundation part of it wasn't in my mind when I was thinking about the Magic Treehouse. I was thinking about healing people from Western countries, you know, from America, from Europe, from the UK. But it makes so much sense to embrace this part of it, you know, to say, wow, this is an opportunity to actually go back and learn something from people that really they know. If they understand the healing properties of all these plants, and all of these plants originate in this area, you think with the research that we can do.
Yeah, just, you know, too, is like we get that with everybody. And again, if this was gaining enough traction, then this was something like you all were, and you all wanted to honor what we're exactly talking about, that you were willing to come into this and live that kind of lifestyle. And again, like make sure that we were living in line with, again, what's already been created. Then the funding, if it's there, then we can find more land if we needed to. But the type of building we're going to do is going to be so simple, and it shouldn't. We're going to be like, we only need what we really, you know, we don't need a ton. Like, we're not going to even ask for that much. We're going to try to fund this mostly ourselves, but obviously we do need some help if possible. But like, I'm not trying to like discredit that, but what I'm trying to say is, like, we want to do this in the most minimalistic style possible and show you that cost efficiency, so that not only could you see that if you can't do it with us there, you can figure out a way to do it for yourselves and find your tribe and make this happen, right?
Or find a tribe, yeah. So find somebody that's doing something similar. I mean, I know they're doing it in Australia. They're going to be doing it in Australia, and I'm sure they'll be doing it in Europe, man. I don't know what's going on in the UK. Lizzo will be the cleaner. We all have to take turns with the cleaning, man. It's going to be one of those things, like, don't leave a mess behind you, and clean it up if you see it.
But Lizzo, you're a musician. I mean, that's a huge talent to bring to the table, and
dude,
I know there's a lot of other things you can do. So
you and me we're going to be writing some songs, man. So
can I be honest? I can see somebody maybe cooking, because maybe this is me being
It would be
I
nice
have
to
never
have
been a huge cook, and so
Me neither.
some people love it. Some
a
people love to
resident
cook.
chef. A
That would be
resident chef
Actually,
would
amazing.
be amazing.
and also that's actually something that Frank and Margaret. Oh, am I muted?
No, we can hear you.
Yeah. So Frank and Marguerite have always employed people for those things because that they know the traditional food the best, and they do need employment. So this is something that we'll probably continue to carry on the tradition with is things that they want to do and want to be a part of. We continue to allow them to be a part of because that's been Frank's whole philosophy, is integrating his life into theirs instead of the other way around.
Yeah. That's what we
The
want
food
to
is
do.
awesome. So awesome.
And honestly, I don't see any reason why this isn't going to align. If anything, I see us actually helping the indigenous connect with their roots instead of us trying to infiltrate into the, modern
I think it would be
society
nice
that
to
was
give them
built.
some validation of their roots.
Yeah,
I think just getting like real validation of their roots hopefully will be very empowering.
Well, and here's the thing is that anybody who's ever got into any kind of teaching is that's how you hold on to things. And so we're actually the students there, and developing relationships with individuals inside the Quechua community is going to allow them opportunities to share and to teach us, which helps us to teach others and helps them to teach others. So, wow, I got a lot to learn.
Right, me too.
It's going to be.
And I'm so excited.
It really is like sort of anybody that's thinking, "Whoa, that might be cool." It is going to be like such a change of life, such a change of pace. Like there'll be responsibilities. It's not going to be a holiday. It's going to be such an amazing experience, man.
I mean, because of everything we want to do. Because our dream is to be able to continue this channel and show ruins. So do some boots on the ground type and think about all the stories we'll get to talk about with the indigenous and their history and their culture, and we'll be able to travel around and that, and then we, if we want to continue to build, Frank told this amazing story about the type of medicinal aspects that happen up there, and there's 2 different types of healers. He said there's, and Kevin can probably explain this better. Go ahead. Why don't you explain it?
I'm sorry. I was actually commenting.
It's the spiritual healers, and then there's the herbal healers.
Right, exactly. The ones that use just the medicines, and then the ones that are on the spiritual path. But like when he started to introduce that, I was beginning to think he was going to say that the ones that just use the medicines were flakes, right? Because the way he introduced
it, he loves them.
Well, I know, but right as he was saying it, like my mind was skipping ahead because he was like, "There's these spiritual shamans, and then there's the ones that just use the medicine."
Yeah.
And I know some of them, and I thought he was gonna then tell us how they're, but then he's like, "They're freaking awesome and they do amazing stuff," So I was like, "Oh yeah, duh."
I think didn't he say? I don't know. Maybe he didn't, but didn't he say that it's the spiritual ones that some of them are full of shit?
No, like he didn't say too much about the spiritual ones. He pretty much just was like booming on the guys that just use the brew.
No, he was saying, yeah, exactly. And he was saying both of the healing work is something that's like unheard of, in other parts of the world. Like this is because partly I think because of the land aspect, the sacred land. And I think we all can see there's a potential connection with the volcanic aspect of it. But he was saying like, and then he told that whole story about the effectiveness of the herbalist versus the mainstream Western medicine that had come into the city.
Oh, yeah, the guy that got cured.
And that's what I think you were associating that with. Yeah. And so this woman comes in, she's got a rash. She's in the hospital for a week. They can't figure it out. This is like my ex all over again, right? Takes him back up to the village up at, out of Alo, and this herbalist cures her how quickly, Kevin? Like gets rid of it like within a day or a couple hours or something ridiculous like that. And again, this is, what my dog has had an infection, and the vet's just like, antibiotics. Oh, more, I guess we need more. I guess we need, right? And it's like, no. There's a point where this doesn't work anymore. And you have to flip it around. So,
hey, where is that infection at on the dog?
Oh, she had a UTI.
Oh, okay.
I got it under control.
That's also, I mean, the grapefruit seed extract I was telling you about.
Yeah.
So grapefruit seed extract, if you're listening and you never heard of it, it's actually the extract from the seeds of the grapefruit. And it covers something like 6,000, like microorganisms and funguses. So
wow.
To me, it's my go-to. I lost my bottle at the moment, but normally I take it on the very first sign of anything like a tickle in my ear or my throat. And within 30 minutes of taking it, it's weird. Within 30 minutes of taking it, that tickle goes away.
Well, you want to know? Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
For animals, you dilute it. You can just look online, but you dilute it into aloe vera juice, and then you can apply it to the ears, and you can also give it internally. It helps with parasites in animals, and also the mites and the infections. So anything topically or internally.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking it up so I can put that in my queue. I'm supposed to put.
It's really like it costs you about $18 for a bottle. There's one manufacturer.
Yeah, I found it cheaper than that.
That bottle will last even if it's for a couple people. That one bottle will last like several months.
I found organic for cheaper, like $13.
Yeah, and you can buy it in bulk. It's good for plants. You can actually spray it onto other plants.
Well, I'm hoping we can start growing a little bit before we go, just to have. I mean, we'll have to get rid of them, but it'll be fun to have that. I'm supposed to get Alex recommended rose hip oil for what was I saying? For my sensitive skin, because everybody, my nickname Sasquatch, so I gotta shave a little bit more than some people. And I was saying that my skin is real sensitive, so I don't enjoy the process of dealing with it. And she was recommending, which I've heard, it's like I had forgot about that, because those are things that really help your skin, soak it up more. So anyway, this is great, and these are the things that I would like. When I learned about what was happening with the herbalist aspect of it, I was like, this is and the shamanism. I thought, maybe I can ask to train, and I can ask to be immersed in that, because that is a dream. That is a literal dream of mine that I envisioned actually potentially trying to get involved with a North American. There was a Leak Project, if you've heard of, works with this Red Hawk tribe, and I'm not trying to pretend like I am them and to take over their culture, but if they honor me with the respect to learn, and they see my intent behind it, that is a dream of mine, an ultimate dream. Like that's I gotta see this out. Speaking of jaguars, we're going to have them roaming our property in peace with us, just so you all know. As our guards. They'll be like our pet.
I'm gonna have a pet jaguar.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to be like our guard dogs at the gate. They're just going to roam around, but they're going to be like real calm and tame with us.
Jaguars are cool, man. I love them. Love them.
Glad you're over here.
Were you in Mindful? In Sarah's, she sends everybody over here and doesn't allow anyone to bit. It doesn't ever build up in her chat. But that's the thing with having three.
I'm just like, go to Richie's channel.
There's people in Rox's channel, I think, but I'm not sure. There's only like 27 people watching, so
yeah, there is.
So yes. Exciting stuff, people. I'm really hoping that everybody's sort of on board with this. you're gonna start to see it, whether you like it or not.
Because it's going to be kind of moving. This whole thing's going to move pretty quickly, actually, guys. You know, I'm personally hoping that I could be there in 6 months, but I'm going to need to go. I'm going to go visit, and I don't know exactly, probably over the winter, but Kevin's going to go sooner. Kevin's going to go as soon as possible, actually. He is going to come out to Oregon so that I'm still going to look at getting a place for all of us so that when Richie gets here, we have a home base for a little bit. And then Kevin's going to go out there at least for a long time. If not, there's a chance maybe that he'll just end up staying out there at this point and then kind of run the show from there. And we'll get our asses out there. That there's a chance. We have to kind of figure out Richie and I have quite a full house with our animals, and that is going to be a whole thing in itself. So get ready for that fun show. Right. And then, so from there, we're going to start documenting the whole process we're going to start a separate channel to really show the features of the Ali Shungu. And actually Frank is in a situation where he's probably going to start filming again. And I think if anything, we're going to try to work with him in his footage.
Frank's got a channel. It's got 10,900 subscribers.
Oh yeah, let's get that in the link.
And here's something I want to say about Frank. Frank has been, he's kind of like just a amateur videographer. He's done a lot of really cool stuff. And then, like, right as pandemic start, he has 2 eye problems, which basically caused him to go blind for 2 years.
Yep.
And right before that happened, he had the deal sort of lined up to sell this place to someone. And, blind and
the pandemic ruined
the
it all.
Deal fell through. And then he just got his surgery recently and corrected his vision, and he's beginning a new film project with one of the natives. So it was like all these little things, it was like I don't believe in coincidences already, so I was just like, oh yeah, that had to happen,
I know. That's what we were talking about the other night about the syncs with timing. And then it was awesome because Kevin, kept saying to Frank, like, do you realize, like, this was like you were waiting for us, these other situations, because he had interests in this. He had people reaching out, and they all fell through. He actually, remember, he was going to tell us a story, unless I didn't hear it, but he was going to tell us a crazy story about some potential investors, I think, and we never ended up getting to, because I think that's when the phone cut out randomly. So anyway, it was good stuff. We are about 40 minutes in, and I would actually really like to go make some coffee. So if it's okay, I'm gonna go do that real quick. Why don't you guys?
Do that as well. I'd like to do that as well. So
why don't you play that other Ecuador video you made? The one that shows. Sorry, my voice like cracked as I was trying to say that.
The one with the acoustic guitar.
I'm wondering I'm wondering if it's still in here. I might need to add it again.
It is.
We all know what's coming, what's just around the corner. We all know that we don't have long. We all know that we're connected. We all know that we have our soul tribes, possibly connected in every incarnation through the generations. And we are finding each other. And we are realizing that there is a better way. Going back to our roots, embracing ancient knowledge and ancient culture to live life better now. This is what we are doing with the Magic Treehouse. We are moving to Ecuador. We're going to work with the indigenous people, become self-sufficient, and no longer slaves to the system. Building a new community for a new way of life. The Magic Treehouse, Center for Healing.
You're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. Big beauty.
Puny. Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Live in hell, sleeps under when the grand scheme plan keeps all these people wondering why we still running in place, frustrated. Pride is mistaken for hate, it's upgraded. I got a little breath left, less suffocated. Pointed the epiphanies and call them all drug related. The time I spent with my life on bent, trying to find the friends inside my head. Must have disengaged every phase and stage of my I'm coming of age. My unofficial autobio will be accompanied with tips on how to smile. Cause I found that when they don't see you frown, they never know that you're a threat and they don't sweat you when you come around. So who's gonna be my next door savior? Step up to your neighbor and do me a favor. Take off the mask, let it all collapse. Empty the pack and watch your wings grow back. They want us to fight, they just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, they just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. Society becomes jealousy, intimacy becomes intensity. Say it with a smile like it's meant to be, and all of a sudden, boom, American family. And I can tell when you're mad at your past, because you tend to take them turns just a little too fast. I can tell how you push your foot on the gas, that you already knew that you was gonna finish last. Slow it down and take a little time to look up at them clouds with the fake silver lining. Up in a tree knowing damn well you'll never reach the top, but you don't stop, you keep climbing. Well, okay, it's settled. No more nights in this weed and thorn infested metal. From this day forth, only forward I pedal. Get the memo, I'm cutting the strings to pedal. Shuffle the cards and let's argue. Rooted in between the computer games and cartoons. Stop and watch us all get lost between God and a shot of scotch. Let's get fly. They want us to fight, they just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, they just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine.
yeah. Yeah.
Until I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. I used to be mad at the government, redirected some of my anger towards the mothership. Trying to guess which shell live in hell sleeps under when the grand scheme plan keeps all these people wondering why we still running in place, frustrated. Pride is mistaken for hate, it's upgraded. I got a little breath left, less suffocated. Pointed the epiphanies and call them all drug related. The time I spent with my life on bent, trying to find the friends inside my head. Must have disengaged every phase and stage of my I'm coming of age. My unofficial auto bio will be accompanied with tips on how to smile. Cause I found that when they don't see you frown, they never know that you're a threat and they don't sweat you when you come around. So who's gonna be my next door savior? Step up to your neighbor and do me a favor. Take off the mask, let it all collapse. Empty the pack and watch your wings grow back. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. Society becomes jealousy, intimacy becomes intensity. Say it with a smile like it's meant to be, and all of a sudden, boom, American family. And I can tell when you're mad at your past, because you tend to take them turns just a little too fast. I can tell how you push your foot on the gas, that you already knew that you was gonna finish last. Slow it down and take a little time to look up at them clouds with the fake silver lining. Up in a tree, knowing damn well you never reach the top, but you don't stop, you keep climbing. Well, okay, it's settled. No more nights in this weed and thorn infested metal. From this day forth, only forward I pedal. Get the memo, I'm cutting the strings to pedal. Shuffle the cards and let's argue. Rooted in between the computer games and cartoons. Stop and watch us all get lost between God and a shot of scotch. Let's get fly. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. till I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high. Work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine.
I have a request tonight. When you hear this, that is the introduction.
Like something you would say growing up. You know, like, man, I'm in a tree house. This is awesome. I can see trees all around me. I got a telescope. This is rad.
There we go. We're back at last. We is back. Well, we were, and now Sarah's just ducked off somewhere again. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being patient. I hope everybody's doing well. Not sure what we're going to talk about now. Well, wait a second for Sarah to get back.
Hey, sorry. Whew. Running around.
So, shout out to the chat room.
What are you guys doing?
Waiting for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I always got, if you guys know, I have a dog that's older, so when you guys see me get up and stuff, that's a lot of times when I'm ready to go take care of. And then I wanted to get coffee too.
So you've heard our plan, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that we haven't mentioned is that this isn't some flash in the pan plan. This is, I think, what's happened is the three of us have all got these plans. And they're not short-term plans, they're long-term plans. And we've come together and all our plans work together really well. And what I love is that Kevin has actually, his is 100-year plan. So my plan has expanded to 100 years. And I think Sarah's has as well, as by extension, obviously. It is a 100-year plan. It's looking to rejuvenate and breathe life into and hopefully expand what's already there over the next 100 years to provide a fully self-sustainable economy for all the people there, for every, we want to try and create our little Tartaria. We could call it Little Tartaria.
It's like our little pet name for it, or maybe that'll be like our sub. That'll be the next property we buy.
Little Tartaria, man.
Hey Jim. Hey Alex.
Hey Rox.
Hey
How
Rox.
you doing? She's traveling now, but listening in the background. Thank you very much, darling. Hopefully you caught all the exciting stuff. Our successful, very exciting meeting with the current owner of the property there. And also the developer, he developed stuff there, didn't he? He built something there.
Yeah.
I just had this memory of him saying that there were some houses there already, but he did more. You're all right there, Kev. You're really quiet, mate.
Yeah, you want to.
No, I know that you're not on mute because I can hear you messing around.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm trying to twist up some tobacco because I'm out of weed. So if you're out there and you've got weed, smoke it and blow the smoke in the direction of like southern central Michigan.
Just basically don't worry about the distance. What we're trying to do is transmute the feeling directly to you of being high. Like every time you take a toke of that tobacco, it's going to taste like weed, and then 30 seconds later, you're going to feel this little tingle, and it'll be like you could do what I do. What I do is I rip on the tobacco as much as possible until I get a little, like a little nicotine rush.
Yeah, I could do gravity bongs of tobacco.
That's one thing. Do you think we could grow tobacco there?
Yeah, in most places it's more illegal to grow tobacco than it is to grow cannabis.
That's why I'm asking because I know that. I know that, sir.
Honestly, I don't think anybody can go on the nature preserve without our permission. So I think we grow whatever we want in the nature preserve.
Well, we're growing whatever we want in our little sovereign area of land that is, covered and protected by the trust and the PMA.
Right. Plus, I think we're going to be looking around the land. We're going to find our way into the old Inca grow room.
I'd like to bring Cam in and see I'd like to bring Cam in and see what his thoughts are. And Callum's here as well. We got Callum here as well. So
would you boys like to join us? Sorry, men. Would you men? Because you're men, you're not boys.
Lads. Right, lads. I'll get on the old Skype.
But the water is so cold, once they jump in, you won't be able to tell the difference. But I'm pumped.
There's a link in Skype, mate, if you wanna join us.
Thank you for doing that, Rich.
There's a link in Skype there, Callum, if you can join us.
I like the magic Tritaria.
Magic Tritaria. Little Tritaria. Yes.
The Tritaria.
Mythoclast has got it, man. Little Tritaria.
Hey guys, I didn't say hi to you earlier. Thanks for jumping in. Welcome to the tree house, where it's becoming a reality. And I got even cheesy. Okay,
I mean, how cool is that, man? Right. So I was saying to Sarah. Sorry, I just completely talked over you then. Like, and how cool is that, right? Listen to me.
No, right? Yeah. Listen to me. What is that? Is that a rose?
I actually said this is another beautiful little synchronicity. It was either this morning or last night. I think it was this AM. I said, we really, right, Rex is definitely, he's a member of the tribe, man. He just doesn't realize it yet. He's still entertaining some pretty wacky ideas, but he's got a really good heart. And I think that we should try and talk to Rex. And, we've got this sort of inside, this back door with Bernie. Bernie can maybe talk to Rex about it and see if he wants to get in on it, like come and actually join the tribe. Hey, Cam, how you doing, man? Sorry, dude. Sorry, mate.
Hey, dude. There you go. Hello.
And then not long after that, we get that. He says, hey, I'm in the treehouse. This is fucking rad. He didn't swear because he's really good at not doing that. But this is rad, man. And it was just beautiful synchronicity. I had to record it straight away and turn it into a little video.
Oh, Rexy Poo, yeah.
Oh, Rexy Poo.
Right? Yeah, it was a good sync.
Beautiful.
So do you think we built it and they came, Cam?
Well, we built it and they were certainly stood there. They were sort of, standing there a little bit funny.
You know,
with
there's
a bit of they had a box of Kleenex next to them.
Okay, all right, calm down.
Hear about the man who built the whorehouse? I'll leave it there.
No, tell us, Cam. More jokes. Joke time.
Come on, he built it and they came.
Beautiful sync.
I'm scuffing my ass on the
too much
that we found ourselves in again. This
oh,
sex
okay, yeah, right. No,
yeah.
sorry, I keep lowering the bloody demeanor, don't I?
I liked the fart jokes earlier.
Yeah.
There was a lot of. I just looked in the chat room and I was like, oh man, I'm so pleased to see such high level conversation taking place in our chat.
When I was like 17 and 18, we used to like go through songs, but you'd change the word heart to fart, and we'd be in hysterics, just like rolling out of the ground, just from this. It's just dumb, but it's funny.
Exactly, it's dumb, but dude, I was taken back in time. Yeah, it's sweet.
And the thing is, it was such a natural progression from the airships to the fart ships to the
fart
jokes generally.
They're a good leveler, you know. Everyone knows farts are funny.
Exactly, we all do it. We all do it. If you don't, there's something wrong with you.
We've all done those ones that make the funny sounds. We've all done them and looked at someone else and gone, "Oh God, what did you do?"
Or the ones that make no sound at all, but they smell like
dead. Silent but violent, as we used to call them.
Dead horse that just dragged itself into the room and plopped itself at your feet.
I've not heard of that graphically explained, but it makes sense. That resonates.
So, Cam.
Yes, let's talk about.
What are your thoughts, mate, about our plans? Having spoken to the owner now and having had him.
Yeah. So what happened? Did I miss that bit? You had your meeting. What happened?
We had our meeting yesterday with the owner. Yeah, and obviously Kevin.
We were like,
they're friends, so that it was a. It was a reconnection of a very long-term 30-year friendship with Kevin, which was really, it was just such a nice meeting, man, because I got to say my, where it had been birthed, where this whole thing had come from with the idea of the treehouse and everything, and how that had just organically grown, and as things had happened and I met Sarah and then Kevin came along, and and it's all happened very quickly, but all the ideas are all melding together really well and molding together, and it's like hey, we've all kind of got the same idea, man.
So what's the deal? Like, it's for sale and everything? It's
for sale, and they've been looking for the right connection, and what's What's interesting is right before the pandemic occurred, they had someone lined up who was going to buy it. Pandemic came, they flaked out, and Frank had a temporary illness. He lost his sight for a while due to cataracts and couldn't have the surgery till just recently. So now he's got his sight back. He's going back to doing some cultural videography.
Yeah, he's got 10,900 subs on his channel. He had more subs on his other channel. He's already doing, like, I've watched all his videos. Well, not all of them. There's 212, but I've watched a lot of his videos. Last night I was watching them on YouTube, and it's it's really sweet, quaint stuff. Like in the videos he's making, there's a lot of music videos where he's got the villagers in the, like, it's got them all in the video. They're all doing they all look like, God, what are we doing here, man? This, I feel stupid. You can see stupid what they're doing, but it's really sweet. It's the traditional music, it's the pan pipes and the funny guitars and all of that.
It sounds like he could, if he puts that into a doco, that
They're doing documentaries, and he's actually starting filming one next week. He's doing a film with somebody.
So and Campbell, like, his focus is a little different. His reasoning for the videography is more for them. So he's been making a lot of cultural things that they can archive.
Yeah, cool.
And preserving their language and their traditional dressing, and everything that they do. He's just been being the archivist.
Nice.
So his videos are a little different, and he does post things up, and he has all those subscribers, and people.
If you
That's the way
speak
people find
Spanish,
their way to the institute or to the foundation.
if you can understand Spanish, spoken Spanish, then you'll get more from the videos because it's all spoken Spanish in them. But they talk about the properties of maize. They talk about the history of Otavalo. There, there's some really good videos there. Hey Leafy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man.
I want to say something to the chat room. Is there anybody in the chat right now that can do translation by listening? Because those videos that are up of Frank's that are all in Spanish, it would be awesome if we could help him to do the translation on those. So more people.
We might be able to speak to Nia. Nia might know, might be able to. I'm not sure. And I mean, look, I live in a Spanish-speaking country. I might be able to get somebody to do it.
Well, get busy. You're going to be
sit there and jot down notes. They can sit there and translate it as we're watching it, and I'll write down, just jot it down what the notes are. That'll probably be the quickest way.
Well, the quickest might not be the best, so we'll figure it out. I want to be.
So when are you thinking of getting there, like of getting to Ecuador?
But it's all dependent on, obviously.
Well, right.
First thing, Kevin's.
Well, let's just be real. Let's just be real about. So the situation kind of comes down to that I'm the main funder for the house. It's a lot of stress considering that I have been helping now Richie for a while. So what we've decided that we've agreed upon is we really need to be able to raise some funds. It doesn't have to be a lot to begin with, but if we're really going to make this happen, then I think we don't even really need that much fund-wise to not only buy this land that we're going to get, but then start building a little bit and really bringing.
Just need a little leg up to get me over to Oregon.
Yep.
And initially, that's what we need, a little leg up to get me over to Oregon and to get.
Well, you
let's just
need
be honest about how much the house is. Sorry, go ahead.
It'd be best to have a stream of income so that when you get there, you're not stressed about running out and trying to find jobs and that. You've got income.
So the hope. Sorry, the hope is that I can keep my job because I work remote. So the hope is that I can keep my job and transition initially. I most likely will lose it considering the type of job I have, but I probably can negotiate like a temporary situation. Also, this is why I'm trying to get freelancing work, and we already are on top of. So Kevin, the best part about this too is because he's been there, he's actually worked there, and he's taught English without having to know Spanish 100%. So this is he's actually has a connection to this.
You don't
even have to know
language using you don't. Whenever you teach a language in the best way, you don't use the native language. You do it completely pure. The language you're learning. So yeah, it works.
So if you go to Japan to teach English, you don't have to be able to speak Japanese to teach.
Well, and it's because of the science. The science has proven that, especially when you incorporate the modalities that relieve stress and get the body involved, then the learning just happens naturally. Just like, nobody was jamming books at you when you were 2 and 3 years old learning how to talk. Just remember that. And actually, when I learned Spanish, I had already learned the science. So the first time I went to Mexico, I had some tapes that were prepared using Georgie Lozano's Suggestopedia method, and you can look that up if you've never heard of it. And all I did was listen to those tapes. And then when I went out and I was traveling around Mexico, I was just absorbing, just listening and watching, because that's how you learn what words mean, repetitive words. And then one day, something happened which was emotional. They were taking my license plate off my VW bus, and I marched over, and there was Mexican cars in front of me and behind me, and there was no problem, but they were taking my plate and telling me I was parked illegally. And there was a sign around the corner, like a block and a half away, that said that I shouldn't park there. And I'm like, come on, guys. And I all of a sudden began spontaneously talking to them, like I knew how to say, no, que pasó, like I just started whatever. And, you know, my partner was there that spoke fluently, but I wasn't waiting for her to talk because it was just, I was caught up in it, you know? And then after that, you know, it's continually been that way. I don't try to study hard. Occasionally I go and I read Spanish. And when I read Spanish, I'm not looking at translations. I'm just working out the words. And it's easy for English speaking people to get Spanish because the roots are in the same, you know, vein, Latin or whatever. And so you've got like that root. So yeah, I love language and I love learning, just not the normal way.
But the point is that there's going to be opportunities for work in the region. Guy Fawkes was saying that the like there's obviously going to be work in Ecuador as well. If really if push comes to shove, then there's going to be something that one of us can do in Ecuador, and the wages don't seem that bad, between 600 and 1,400 a month. I don't know if that's US dollars or if that's their currency. But there's also like,
but the end goal
Rox
too is to become free of that. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say you don't want to have to rely on the system because you can have a job one day and not the next.
Exactly, but what we want to do, we want to milk it.
I think you should be the first thing you should be thinking of is making a documentary and calling it "Moving to Ecuador" or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that
can be the start of a channel because people love self-sufficiency, and that can be something because you're doing that anyway. You just film it.
Yes,
and
that's exactly you
know, and then from that, even if you're not, even if YouTube dies, you can then create products off that. You can create, how to create permaculture garden products or how to build a off-grid house, all this stuff. And then you're teaching as well. And if everything around you collapses, well, you're not reliant on it.
I also see it as that no matter what, we'll have an option. No matter what happens, we'll have an option. And more than anything, I can tell you that the signs are like you need to keep open, because it's just the door is just wide open at this point. It sounds like we're going to be able, because we have this relationship with Frank that's I think that's a huge part of it. I should say it's really Kevin, so we will develop it.
You could get little like cabins that you can rent to people.
That's the idea. We're going to build earth ships, right? So we build earth ships. There's around 20 acres to develop on.
And that's a documentary right there, building an airship. That's a doco that you can sell.
Exactly, that's how I'm seeing it.
And properly and show people how they can do it themselves.
On top of that, the documentaries that we can do for the hidden history and for the hidden the stories that haven't been told. I'm certain that there's going to be really interesting stories from the indigenous people that just don't get heard, and they haven't advertised anybody.
I think you'll be able to make a really good channel, but with stuff like Earthship and different docos, like how-to sort of docos, that if someone wants to build an Earthship, they want to know how to do it. You can have that as a product and sell it for like $200, have it on your website, and it just sits there and it sells by itself. And then you make another one, and then you make another one, and then you make another one, and you end up with all these products that are just selling. And once they're done, and you've got an income coming in. And that's when you're really self-sufficient, when you're not, when things are breaking and you're not worried about where's the money coming from.
Well, also, I think, Campbell, like our self-sufficiency is going beyond that, because the land there affords us the ability to create everything that we need for living: food, water, habitation, exercise, study, cultural interaction, and the money thing. The need for the money thing continually dwindles the more you integrate yourself into that situation. And
all we want.
The other thing I wanted to just say, that this is something that Frank ended the conversation on, was that as soon as I get there, he's introducing me to all these people because there are so many opportunities, and that's how he left it. So I don't believe that we're going to need to carry the burden of the way that we're used to living.
No, well, that's not what living
That's
there
why we're
too.
doing
The whole
this.
idea, isn't it? The
That's
whole
why we
idea
chose
is
this
to,
place.
yeah, the whole idea is to try.
And that's the thing
to-
is everyone, so many people around the world want to do it too. So that's what you do is you show them what you're doing.
Certain, yeah, exactly. Examples. Set
That's
the
what you're
example.
doing, and
We
so
are
you're
going to create a
helping, you're
PMA.
teaching.
Yeah, we're going to create a PMA with this, which is something I think that's really important with like I am the living law concept.
Wow.
It's that sovereignty concept. What, Kev?
Look, great idea, Campbell, but let's roll it back. Instead of making the video about going there and doing what we're doing, we do a documentary on this process of us going from here to there.
Oh
Not
no,
even
there's a
anything
whole,
about there,
there's
just
a
like
whole,
just like
the
so
whole
many
lead up
people
to
that
it.
can see this can actually do it wherever they want to do it. You know,
Exactly.
seeing the
Seeing
potential of
everything that
going
we do to get there.
from the brain to the earth.
Oh,
You know,
look, when you look at all the obstacles that people, people say, "Oh no, look at all these obstacles at the moment that stand in the way." Me being stuck here in Tenerife with 3 animals that I don't want to just leave, and Kevin's where he is, and his living situation is sort of a little bit unsteady at the moment.
Comical. Yes.
Yeah, and is we've got all these supposed obstacles in front of us, but what we're trying to prove to people is they're not if they're obstacles, they're just little picket fences that we can climb over, kind of thing. They're not, or they're little mounds, they're little challenges, but they're not going to stop us. Nothing is going to stop us. And if people can see that determination and see it actually starting to manifest into something, which it is already doing, like in a week, this has gone from one thing to something completely, it's completely new. It incorporates the original idea, but now it's grown into this huge 100-year plan that's involving an indigenous race of people. And it's gone into this crazy, it's like, well, this is a movie, this is a little movie that we're living. We're
It
actually
definitely
making
feels like that
real.
a little bit.
But we're making this movie. We're saying, yeah, all right. In this realm, we live in our movie. Let's live our fucking movie. Let's make our movie what we want it to be.
I've said that now out loud. I've said that out loud several times too, where I said, if this is my reality, then I want to manifest exactly my dream, which is really one of the most beautiful things you can ask for. Like I've said, it's like a balance through the whole world peace kind of concept, but more of good chaos concept where it needs to happen, happen kind of a thing. And this is, you just put that out there. You've said this, Cam, yourself, and this is, thank you.
Yeah, just be an errant, like that's the thing. Do it, and when things pop up, you follow those and follow your intuition. Things that normal, systemites wouldn't do, and things just
adapt. You need to be able to adapt quickly.
Yeah.
When the landscape, if the landscape changes, or you
that's
adapt.
the thing. If you have it too planned out, then you'll expect certain things, and that'll trip you up. Yep. You have like your end plan, and then you whatever.
The
that
end
might
goal
be one of the hardest things for me right now is to let that be, but I'm realizing how the sinks are just, you can't stop them, so you just got to let it happen.
but it's completely understandable, Sarah, because at the moment you're the only one that's considering risking yourself like hugely on committing to a mortgage on a place, investing your savings, your life savings into it.
Is there going to be a mortgage on it as well?
Well,
or is it going to be like an outright?
I don't have enough. I don't. So the whole property. So and just to be transparent about the whole thing, the whole property right now, and the house.
So you really need something in place that's going to at least cover the expenses.
We have. I have.
And if you're not going this straight away, then you've got time to
We know what the payments are going to be.
I already have savings. I tentatively have already an investment, but that won't come without the proof that there's going to be backup support. And then I also have my car I can sell, which is actually a nice chunk of money too. So we'll actually have, and then we're hoping to have a small, like not crazy amount we're asking of help coming in. And if we can kind of get that going, then we actually can put a decent down payment down on this. to the point that our rent, our mortgage will be so inexpensive, there will be really no reason we can't afford to pay it completely off.
Because between all of us
doing the three of us. That's just the three of us. Now we've already had other interests in our immediate family of other people who are going to potentially buy the other houses that are on this huge property where they're not buying as much acreage, and those houses are quite a bit less expensive, which might be actually the option we have to look at, guys. You know, that might be where we have to start, and then we
get in,
and then we get the bigger. But that's what we're going to do. Whatever we got to do, because right now there's really no.
I'm just thinking. I mean, when you get there, it's going to be a lot of work, like you said, and a lot of work, and so you don't want to be in the position where you've got a lot of work to do to get it set up. Plus, you have to go and have a job as well to pay for it, and the stress that goes along with that. Like,
that's what we're planning. We want to be able to work on things before yes. Yes. So we're going to make sure that's why we need to do this fundraiser, because we really need to have a little more.
Yeah, I mean,
But the
they
agreement
do on YouTube. Like, have you seen those videos? I've never watched one, but they have fundraiser written under them. I don't know what they are.
I don't know either, but I think we're going to figure out how to get hooked up with that. And the other thing I was going to say, Cam, is that part of our fundraising efforts are actually through our PMA. If we're going to build this healing center, the idea is that you pay a small amount of money into our membership, which allows you to come and visit, you know, and stay at this place with us and
a couple of weeks a year
and be involved in it. You know, that's kind of the idea. So I think
have you done the numbers on that, or?
I don't really feel like I need to, because just roughing it in my head right now, because I can already see us being able to do this without that. So that alone is why I'm like, so now it's the point where, okay, how do we get the PMA started?
And the thing would, I think,
and I'm going to share this with you too.
I mean, I guess the property will be the PMA, but the money sort of needs to.
I just thought of it. It's a volunteer share.
Around. I mean, you can even do short-term ones. Like, we were even looking at doing them potentially just for events. Like, literally, you join the PMA just for a ticket for the event. So they can be really short-term.
Yeah.
Or you know, they can be 3 months. Like, you join for, or they can, you know, be whatever.
Somebody buys a 3-month PMA or a 6-month PMA, or
so literally, if someone wants to come and, you know, like, just say you build houses and they want to rent a house for 2 weeks, they can literally join for 2 weeks.
And this is so I've talked to you, Cam, about Alpha Vedic, and this is how I found out about this Sovereign by Design, because they did a specialty workshop with this Martha Ann, who's part of this, and this gentleman named I think it's it's like Ron or Rod Gibson, but he's the land patent specialist. He would probably be a great person for you to have on your show. But he teaches you how to get, you know, take full ownership of your land with a trust system, and then you back it up with your inheritance. So I don't mean to cover you, Richie. So it's actually, it can't be taken by intimate domain, which is interesting because that's the story behind Dr. Berlando's wife and her heritage and this land in California.
You end up as the full beneficiaries of the land. So
it's been done in Australia. We used to have a king who had his own sovereign kingdom. But when he died, they did some dodgy, and his son obviously didn't know the law or something, and they took it off him. But he was a king for like 60 years or something, and they just couldn't go on his property or do anything. I forgot what his name was. King of Australia, but
King Awesome.
King Awesomeness. He had like a little funny crown and cape and everything, and he'd do like little services. It was really funny.
Didn't the people just do that in Sri Lanka or something?
Did that?
It was where they came in and took the president's state.
I heard that there was somewhere in Eastern Europe, sort of.
It was somewhere
in some big long valley or something, and they took it over.
It was. I thought it was Bangladesh or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard of one up near.
Yeah, it might have been Bangladesh.
Yeah, sort of.
You know, they ran out of beer pretty quick.
I mean, there's lots of them that they just don't. You know, obviously they don't tell us, right?
Right.
People were experiencing in prison.
There was a rave at Nancy Pelosi's house last night.
Are you a doctor, teacher, licensed professional, or business owner now caught in the crosshairs of a system trying to force you to do something that does not resonate with you, and you're not sure of how to move your profession forward. Maybe you are having thoughts on how to protect your assets because your career is now under attack. Or maybe you simply want to protect your property and you heard that private trusts are a great way to achieve this end. Or maybe you are just looking to start a business or move your current organization into an unincorporated jurisdiction. Private trusts support all of this and more.
So this is to do with land ownership.
Yeah. So once we've got the land, we create the trust.
And so then the
Well, can I
trust
say
owns
something?
the land, and then that trust would be part of the PMA. Is that right?
And
Yeah.
to be honest, our trust would go right back. Our trust for this would go back to the indigenous. We're going to hold true to Frank said, but this, I want to share this with you if somebody wants to try to create this like in the United States.
Yeah.
Then, hey, our attitude too is like, hey, if we don't, maybe we don't have to stop at Ecuador. Maybe we can build this out across the country. We can go and show everybody else how to do this. You can hire us once we create ours, and we can come out and help you create yours.
Just use it as a blueprint.
Yeah. So what Kevin said is we definitely need to document the steps we take, the research we do, and put this together.
This is all the stuff that people are looking for at the moment, you know.
This is what we, we've talked about this. This is what our group, we want to talk about what's going on, but we want to, go ahead. Sorry, Cam.
So all these courses and all these people you see teaching this stuff, you never see them take it through to fruition. They always just sort of tell you about it. It'd be so good to see someone actually do the whole process and actually see what they do from start to finish.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, do it properly. And like I said, stuff like that, people will pay money for.
So we want to look at actually getting back individual sovereignty as well. So like that's going to have to be part of this.
And you can
individual sovereignty.
Run courses, run actual physical courses later, and just teach, right? Just teach all the stuff that you're doing, and that's all you really. So there you go. He's charging $500. So. Well,
that's for a full weekend, and then all the proceeds go right to those two people that were teaching the classes. So.
So, that's the thing. You can teach, start off with video classes, and you can end up doing retreats and stuff and teaching, courses and doing fasting retreats and healing retreats. And
well, for sure, the healing is going to be the number one thing. And actually, like what I'd like to specialize, I think, in is PTSD, severe trauma. And I think I'm feeling more and more and more like that's what I've been called to do. Because I ended up working with so many patients like that. You can imagine they had horrible sleep issues because it all correlates. And really, that's why I say a lot of it came down to actually the brain activity versus the breathing, which was often why they were pushed. They'd be like, well, you're mild or moderate sleep apnea, but really I'd see like other disturbances happening, right? And then so you really need a CPAP machine because you're not sleeping well. Well, really what it was is if you really just lost, 15 pounds and you worked on your stress, the problem, sometimes resolved itself. I'm not saying that in all cases. So please, again, I'm not a doctor, but I have a lot of experience with that, knowing that there was more to the story. And I kept seeing it get worse and worse and worse. It wasn't getting better. It was getting worse. And the money was getting shadier.
Just getting people into that environment would do wonders.
Well, that's the other cool thing that we'll try to document is like what it even does for our own health. I mean, Richie will be great. Richie and Kevin, because they both have had. We're going to be 8 to 9,000 feet high, and we're going to be surrounded by four volcanoes, which sounds very scary. But we've actually done. This is why we listen to people who might trigger other people because we actually do our research, and more or less what we found out is I think Ecuador is going to be. It should be safe. It may get hit by some tsunami, but we're going to be way off the coast, way up in the mountains. And then from the research we've done, it's not going to get impacted, in that sense. Peru will get hit, and there's supposed to be a big earthquake right on the edge of like Chile and Argentina, like right and on the big one. But they're actually saying after all that, the safe zone will be just south of there. So we've already looked at it like, we can just, there'll be an easy track this way. We'll just head on down. We'll be good to go. Because they're saying it's too cold where we're at, where we're going to be. It's too cold now, and it will be too cold then under their theory. So that means it'll be the same, which means we might actually say, nah, we like it here. We're going to stay here. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
Is it cold there or is it warm?
It'll get cold when the sun's not around.
It's a mix.
It's cold because it's high, but it's warm because it's in the tropics.
There's not regular snow on the ground at any time of the year, if that kind of helps.
Oh my God!
But there is snow on the top of the mountains. There's snow on the top of the mountains.
And it's wet. It's like 10,000 feet above sea level.
I'm only coming in summer, man. Snow. Oh my God.
Cam, I just said there is no snow. I said there is no snow. There is no snow at any time of the year.
Only if you go up to the top of the mountains. But we're only 10,000 feet up.
He's terrified. Look at that. He's like, oh my God. What is this white stuff?
What is this?
I have snow from my 20s
my legs are full of metal, so I really don't like cold weather and damp and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just putting 100% faith into the fact that when I get there, they'll have if I've got problems, they'll have an answer for it.
We've heard that this is a sacred center that people come to heal, and it has a lot to do with the soil. It has a lot to do with the soil.
All of the local herbalists, all of the sort of magic shaman and that, all in history would go to this one site, which is going to be on our land. That they go because it's got the highest concentration of healing plants and herbs. And it's got the ayahuasca vine there and everything.
Remember, we're near Brazil, which is like the capital of medicinal products, unfortunately for big pharma, but you can imagine what can you imagine is there that they're using, so we're gonna try to document all of that.
Cool. Nice. You can start a small pharma FARMA shop. I know Melbourne did change me. Cold, man. Can't do cold. I have seen snow.
I don't think it's going to be. Sorry, go ahead, Cam.
Sorry, I said I have actually seen snow. I've actually been skiing, and it's fun. But you just need like 15 layers of clothes. But
exactly. But just remember, we're not going to be actually living in the snow at all. That's what I was trying to say. I think it could potentially get close to freezing every once in a while, but I have a feeling it mostly stays. Probably what would be equivalent to you guys like, I can't remember your temps. Richie, what do you think roughly 70 degrees is? Isn't that like
70 is negative 20 and then halve it, 25?
That's 24, 25, yeah.
Because I think it's going to be a bit humid. I think it's actually, for me, I think it's not going to be horribly far away from where I'm living in now, which is actually it actually is more likely to get snow here, and it's rainforest-like. So I think I'm going to love it even more.
Well, if I can't sunbake and work on my tan, I'm going to be very upset.
We're going to be close
my
to the
theory
sun.
is that we're going to end up like reviving this country, helping the indigenous have and secure their land. So we'll make it safer, and we'll be able to travel down to the beach and go to the Galapagos. Dude, we're going to be close to the Galapagos.
Oh, yeah, right. With turtles.
With the huge turtles, with the giant turtles.
And the swimming lizards.
Yeah. So we'll just go hang out there when we need to, and then we get to go up into this beautiful area. And
yeah, no, so you've got so many resources. You sort of will need to work out what you want to focus on to make money, because
the way things are heading, money isn't actually something big's going to happen with money. So actually, what it is
for sure,
commodities will be the value.
Well, it's building up value, because whatever the currency or whatever the trade system is, if you've got value, then you've always got value.
Yeah. So
if you've got something to teach or you've got something worthwhile to sell,
listen, One of the things that I'm going to start doing as soon as I land there is prospecting.
Well, you know why?
we
Because
can
I
hook into
I
a
would
nice
like to
big
make,
vein of pure 24 karat gold.
and
you
I
know.
have
Eldorado.
stones that I want to bring from Oregon, and stones that are there that we can make really cool jewelry with, and they have silver and gold we can make it with. Like, we'll get it all resourced naturally, but we'll do it sustainably. We'll use recycled, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll do it, and we'll have the indigenous help us make it, so they really are taking that over at the end of the day. Citizen Science Health Oral Project, thank you for joining us. I have not seen your name before, but what you wrote here is very interesting about that you funded 1.8 million. So did that money get lost, more or less, like that was taken from you in your attempt to make this happen? And by chance, where are you located? What country? Thank you for sharing that.
The NIH, that is
America is what I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, what state are you in is what I should have just kind of curious.
What's the NIH? The National
Institute for Health.
Callum it is. Okay, thank you. It's very well said.
Ass set.
Have your ass set?
Set your ass.
My ass isn't set. I'm kind of teetering.
They're making leche dulce, sweet milk.
Teetering in your trailer?
Teetering in my, well, it's a bus, but yes, it's probably a trailer.
Sorry. Well, it's, they all kind of coincide. I lived in a nice trailer. There's nothing wrong with it. Oh, shut up.
Trailer's a caravan, right?
Do you know Kevin? Look at Kevin is he's at the bathroom right now. I don't know if you just joined us.
Yeah.
Kevin is in Kalamazoo. So I wonder how close you guys are. Cool.
Hugh, Kalamazoo.
You want to get involved in our project? That would be amazing, because maybe you could help us fund this. That would be amazing. We are looking for resources. People want to get involved. Yeah, somebody who understands this process, who wants to donate a little bit of their knowledge to us. Please and thank you.
If I lived in Kalamazoo, I think the first thing that I would do is learn to play the kazoo.
I'm clicking the thumbnail, citizens. And Jim, yes, please.
Jim makes cheese.
Goat cheese. I really love goat cheese, and it settles with me so much better than cow, so I'd really like that. I'm not sure what llama cheese tastes like, but we could. Oh, perfect. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Kevin invited him. Beautiful. Where's Kevin? Get your butt back in here. Friend
is
in
a trailer
here.
a house?
Sorry, go ahead. Yes, it is.
Good to meet you, citizen.
What do you call the things?
Good to meet you.
Hey, I'm
what
here.
Do you call the things that you tow behind cars that are like little houses? Like a caravan.
They're mobile houses.
But even if you tow them, even if it's not part of it, because a motorhome is like when it's attached to the car, right?
It's a house in a box.
You guys have all these weird words.
I know, right? We do actually, and we have double entendre words in that sense. Like it's the same thing.
I thought. So what's a trailer then? Like a trailer is like a caravan, yeah.
But you don't trails behind, isn't it?
Well, see, in Australia, a trailer is just like a box that you put stuff.
Just a little box you put stuff in it, like from the garden.
Yeah. But in America, it's like a caravan, like they have trailer parks that people live in. It's a caravan thing.
But their mobile homes are great big huge fucking things on wheels that they can, that's technically trail, but like they tow behind but they whack them on the back of semis and stuff, and
that's like what they call like the Winnebago type thing.
You know the Americans do it. They like to do everything big, man.
Oh God!
So, what's that? I can make it bigger, son.
Gas guzzling bloody trucks. Unnecessary, ruining the landscape.
Right? Such tyrants.
Tyrants.
Hey Kevin, so your friend joined us that had some interesting that had some interesting information.
Was it Bonnie?
Oh,
is Bonnie here?
No, I'm sorry. Do you see the name up? Can you see the name up, Kevin? It's Citizen.
Oh yeah. Hey, Edgar.
Awesome. So
I'm
he
a
was
member-
explaining
I'm a
that
member of
he
that
had
club.
a failed funded. He tried to do something in 2016.
Oh, dude, we should have him. We need to have him on. I just told him
Yeah.
about the channel, but we need to actually probably do a
Yeah.
whole episode with him. But if he wants to
Sure.
come on right now, he could too. Because
What
he
they make
can
motor
jam.
cars.
Yeah.
Are they
Do you
making
want to send
diesel
him?
or
Send him
There's
the link,
monocoques.
Kev.
Okay, I will.
Molotov? Got
They're making
isn't
giant
that?
monocoques.
Can't you make diesel from like plastic? Basically, you put it with like different chemicals and it breaks down into diesel.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing?
You burn it. You basically put it into a container and heat it up, and the gases that come out are flammable.
Interesting. So why are they doing this? Just to get rid of it?
Mm,
Are they turning them into torches or something?
Are they using it for some other purpose? Do you know, Kev?
I said
Sorry.
Edgar. I meant Ethan. His name's Ethan, not Edgar.
Oh, Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan. My bad.
Oh,
so
they're
with the-
making little.
It looks like
oh.
teeth. When I saw that, I was like, oh, it looks like. Oh, cool.
So they're just making
I
borders.
see. They're
It's
making
just-
borders with that.
It's probably just to make them, a bit more stable. Then
It's
Yeah.
not an Antifa training school.
you got to do something with it, I guess, don't you?
Hey, somebody's knocking at my door. I got to go check it out because I'm the only one home.
Okay, go for it. Thanks, Kev.
It's the police.
We'll get Ethan in.
The police don't knock, do they? They just kind of kick the door in.
Yeah.
What are they? I wonder what that is they're doing though.
Hey, Jamie.
I think they're just filling them up to make them more solid, and then they're just using them as garden borders.
High water extraction turns plastic into
high pressure hot water extraction.
So, this is something we'll have to do more translating of too.
Yeah, I've seen someone do where they mix all the plastics with
Oh, drip irrigation for plants. Is that what they're
ethanol or
doing?
something, and they get diesel out of it.
Yeah.
Plant.
Well, see, I would rather do just because in that case, then you can just take a diesel engine, convert it to the biodiesel, and run off of vegetable oil.
Yeah,
Or not just vegetable, but any
Yes.
kind of cooking oil, like used cooking
Yeah.
oil.
You need a bit of it, but
And it smells better too, you know? It's like, oh,
Wow.
sweet. Just want
smells like
french
fish
fries
and
all the
chips when
time.
you drive down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
This all looks like what I was doing with my cousin.
Drip irrigation for plants. So what? Were they filling those bottles up with water and then shoving them in the ground?
That's what I was wondering. They would have had to feed something internally, like through the whole thing, so that, you know, when the water came, it would drip into every single one. But I could totally see that. And this is where we watched the other day. We were watching a system for irrigation, if you guys remember.
Hang on.
He built like a river that he allowed to open up where he had a pond at the top. And it was like a downward flowing system to allow this mini river to come in and you know, soak the land for growing.
Do you think that was
Yeah. In permaculture, you use like what they're called swathes, where you basically funnel the natural water into different ponds, and that way you can make it go all through your property as it works down on the gradient.
Do you think those things are collecting condensation?
If they buried them, oh no, now they're digging and they're not. Are those?
No, they're
are they
covering.
buried?
They're covering.
Is that? I'm confused.
Oh, yeah. It's all in Spanish as well, so there's not much.
For
not too
real? That is so cool. I had no idea. I thought you had to convert it.
Diesel engines, there's something you have to do with the diesel engine to convert it to allow it to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
They are
you just need
designed-
to strain it well.
They were originally designed to run on vegetable oil, to be able to run on vegetable oil. But then the government basically had some sort of thing put in the engines, so you can't run a modern car, diesel car, on vegetable oil, but you can have it converted so that it will. How much rain do you get out of Ocean Ecuador during the dry season? Don't know. Not sure about that. Right. But it's very wet. It is very wet because of the clouds and everything. But saying that, all of the soil looked extremely dry. Like there were times when the soil looks very, very dry. When they dig up the potato, the sweet potato, it looks very dry.
Is Hugh saying they're planting potatoes? Are they putting the potatoes in the bottles? So in that way they'll always hold a bit of water in them, and then they just grow out of the end and come up above the ground. But every time they get water, they collect water in the bottle. I don't know. I'm trying to work it. We should have the volume. That would make it so much easier.
Yeah, but one of it's in Spanish, so we need to. We're gonna try to get a translator so we can translate some of this. But actually, can I read something really quick about the weather before we play the audio?
Aquí con este emprendimiento de poder también ejecutar
Or not.
casa.
Or not. Let's listen to some.
Yeah. Yeah.
No tiene posibilidad para seguir estudiando o no encuentra trabajo.
See, he said, yeah, Campbell's right. They're putting potatoes in bottles.
Los estudiantes que consumen sus alimentos y tratan nuevamente de sembrarlos utilizando materiales.
What do you reckon? Because it looks like they've buried the bottles, doesn't it? That's bizarre.
Recipientes de colas o cualquier material de reciclaje. Tenemos aquí
It's
nosotros
mint.
plantitas medicinales, tenemos camas semilleras, tenemos al fondo el área forestal en donde nosotros estamos tratando de sacar plantitas.
These are all herbs. That's all like basil and sage and stuff, isn't it?
Por el lado de acá nosotros tenemos plantitas, hortalizas. Tenemos un cultivo.
Do you know what I just realized? Is when we get it translated, we can teach the indigenous how to get trust for their own land and take back their own land.
Nice, yeah.
That would be a good class.
Oh no, that's right. They found
Right. Now this is interesting, right? They're breeding guinea pigs. And if anybody else knows, right, if those of us that know, we know, Peru, right? It's in Peru where the giant guinea pigs are a real danger, and the pan flute music is what keeps the guinea pigs at bay. But they're obviously now we've just found the guinea pig farm.
I didn't know that.
So do these guinea pigs turn into giant guinea pigs? Do these guinea pigs turn into
wait, are we in real life or are we in fairy tale life?
Have you not seen that episode of South Park?
No.
Come on, man.
Your references always go right over our head. I love
real
it.
danger, man. It's a real danger. You need to be aware. You need to be aware of this.
But they do have those rather large guinea pigs too. What are they called? Something.
While you're pulling that up, though, too, let me read the weather. So because it's the Ecuador Amazon rainforest dry season weather.
You have
the
to
dry
do it
season.
in the reader's voice, though. Like that's not very.
Oh, you want me to have Richie read it? I can't read as beautifully as he. Can I try? Should I try?
I think you should definitely try. Nothing.
Hold on a second. Let me clear it out.
Oh my God, she's going for it.
Yes, the capybara.
Okay, you guys ready? The dry season. Would you let me continue, please?
Sorry.
The dry season of the Ecuador Amazon rainforest starts around the end of July and runs through pretty much to the end of February. The rainy season runs from the end of February to the end of July. Okay. You can expect the driest weather in the Ecuadorian Amazon in the months of December and January, but you will certainly still experience some rain. In terms of temperatures, at the driest stage of the dry season, the temperature will at its highest be around 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius. That's beautiful. So it's hot. The contrast with the rainy season temperatures of 75 degrees or 24 degrees Celsius, as you can see, in either case, the weather will be hot. It is just that it will be quite a lot hotter in the dry season in the Amazon rainforest. It will rarely feel chilly at any point in the year, though sometimes it might, but feeling chilly is very uncommon in the dry season.
Right. Well, Kevin says it does get cold. He says it gets cold at night when the sun's gone down.
That's my favorite.
Especially if it's been wet as well. If it's been
light
wet.
That campfire. Light that campfire.
I'm all up for that. I'm all up for humidity if it's warm. As long as it's warm.
Yeah, humidity, you get used to it. You know, it can take it out of you, but you get used to it pretty quick.
Do you feel a bit better about it now?
Mile High Club. We're going
Yeah,
to
well,
the
yeah.
Mile High Club.
Yeah.
Now that
And
there's
it's
some
going to be
sun,
there is
come
going
on.
to be like a permanent Mile High Club up there.
Jamie, I do not miss at all. Love Wisconsin. I dislike.
Wisconsin.
I greatly dislike
Wisconsin.
the very humid parts of the summer. It's like there's no I don't know where else it's like this, but it's 100% humidity. It is sweating off your skin, and it might be like 86 or even sometimes like 80. It's not even that hot, but the humidity is so
That's not
thick.
even hot. You're only sweating off your skin, man. When I'm
humidity,
sweating
man.
off my eyeballs.
Humidity.
That's really hot.
Humidity and cold, that would be
Humidity.
horrendous.
Oh, no.
Oh,
In the
no,
winter, it goes
that's what it's
dry.
like
In
in
the
the
winter,
UK.
it's like Norway. It's negative 30 and it's dry cold. So it's
how
totally
hot is
opposite.
it?
In the UK, in Portugal, in France, it's humid, but it's cold, so it goes right
What?
into. Bites
But that's
into
we
your
call
bones.
that drizzle, yeah. Don't you call that mist and drizzle and stuff?
No. It's worse when the humidity. You can't even see the moisture in the air. You can just feel it because the cold goes right through your clothes. That's when you need thermals. You know.
Ah. It gets humid up north, like you got to like literally part the air as you walk through it.
That's gross. That sounds like Wisconsin. That sounds exactly what I was talking about in Wisconsin. It's gross.
Yeah.
You almost can't breathe. You almost can't breathe it. Wisconsin. All right.
Can't breathe it. We can't breathe in Wisconsin.
I'm going to go up north, shoot some deer, and drink some beer. Thank you very much. In Wisconsin. You go up to Upper UPA.
Really stick to my own.
Up to Upper UPA.
What?
Hey, you been at the Upper UPA? You mean the Upper UPA?
See that there's a bit Canadian. There's a bit Canadian there, eh? Hey, Frank is Canadian, isn't he? Frank is Canadian, isn't he?
Is he? Oh,
I swear he sounded Canadian. He said, "Hey."
That's half of the United States.
The question is, did he say a boot?
A boot? Well, I didn't.
That's the ringer. You
You
ask him what's on your foot, and if he says a boot, then he's Canadian.
In pre-streaming, Cam, when you're talking to Bernie, do you just make him say that all the time, just so you can hear
Pretty
it?
much. What's it all a boot? That boot.
Hey, buddy.
Boot's in my boot. What's it all a boot?
Listen, friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy guy.
And that's another thing that you Americans get wrong.
I'm so hungry. You guys make me hungry.
Hey, buddy.
He's
We were
got
just
food.
talking. Is Frank Canadian?
Kevin, is Frank Canadian?
Is Frank Canadian?
Oh no, he's
No.
American.
Where's he from?
Oh, that's an even.
The reason I want to say East Coast is because Margaret definitely has the East Coast vibe.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure.
But the cool kind of East Coast vibe, not the like, go, lights.
No, dude, these people are dropout hippies.
God, what
They're
happens on your
straight
East
up
Coast?
real dropout hippies.
I vibed that right away. I was like, hell yeah. I like I said, I felt them before on Saturday when it didn't work out, and I was like, nope, this is cool. It's no big deal. We'll talk to him in a minute. You know? Yeah. He more or less said, we were like, Kevin's like, all right, Frank, what do you want for down payment? And Frank's like, whoa. I want you to come here. Just come here first. He
wants.
You haven't been here in a while. Just come here for. And we're like, all right, no problem. We're figuring it out.
So is that what you're going to do? Are you going to go for like a holiday?
He's going to go. Yeah,
no. So I've got a junked car that's worth like $500 US for scrap. That's enough to get me out to Oregon on a train ticket. I'm going to have to ride the train, but that's cool. I'm down for that. And then I'll still have enough money left over to buy a ticket to Ecuador. It costs more to take the train out, which is the cheapest. I could go bus, but it costs more for the train to out to Oregon than the plane to Quito. So go figure. But I almost have it. It's like I got about $500, and the total of those 2 tickets is really around 600. So I'm pretty close to having what I need to get my ass there.
So when are you going to go and check it out?
My plan is October, because he said October. So I'm trying to go, everything he said, I'm trying to go with. So
next month,
October 22nd.
Yep. Oh gosh, yes. Actually, I was going to tell you, Kevin, that
Nice.
was like the date I was thinking of.
Oh, that's the date of our event in Brisbane. There you go.
Oh, interesting.
I've heard that the world's going to end on the 27th. So that's
at least at least we'll get our event in, and you'll get to see the land. We'll be right.
Oh, maybe Richie will get here so we can at least like survive in the U.S. and then try to drive down and meet Kevin in Ecuador.
So is Richie going in October too, or
we don't know? That's going to kind of come down.
So you two are going to go check it out, and then.
Well, I won't go with him. I probably won't go with Kevin in October because I haven't seen. I need to make sure I see some of my family before I even officially say. Well, I shouldn't say I'm going to say I'm moving to Ecuador, but I'm just saying I'm going to make sure I go. I have other family that lives in Minnesota, so which means I need to get a plane over there to go see them. So I need to make sure I make time for that. Is what I'm getting at before I even get on a plane to go to Ecuador. So. I'll probably get there. I'll probably take a visit in December, if that's the best case scenario. It's at this point, I think if we get funding, I don't see any reason that we won't actually end up there sooner than we want. We wanted to drive, by the way, Jim. There is a way to, and I'll share you guys a video.
Buy an old schoolie.
There's an overlanding group that's on YouTube, and I'll find it, that did a trek, and they ended up doing the entire highway. I think they call it highway, the Pan American Highway. They did the entire thing all the way up to Alaska, all the way down to the end of South America. So I wanted to see, because I know parts of it they skipped through because they were just asked not to film. They made it through fine, but they were like, I think they filmed it, but they didn't post the filming that they did, is what I'm getting at. And so I want to watch that again to see what they.
They were all high as a kite, man, while they were flying through the
No, this is the thing. There's no drugs at all during that trek. We have already discussed this. We're already going to probably have to have extra. If we had to drive, and we're not saying this is the case. If we had to drive, we're probably going to have extra funds just to deal with people trying to swindle us, the police trying to extort us.
Yeah, you have to pay bail in every country.
And also, we're probably going to need some extra funds, just for my rehab, just before we go, so I'm able to actually go that long without. I'm joking.
You do better than I do right now. You go longer than I do.
I know, man. I go fucking ages, dude.
No, right now I'm the winner. I don't smoke any weed all day.
No, you're not the winner, mate. I
did you smoke weed today?
Oh yeah, but I go a week without
did you
it.
smoke weed
I go a
today,
week
sir?
without it. So.
How'd you, Cam? You smoke weed?
Me?
Do you smoke weed?
Yeah.
Did you smoke some today?
Maybe.
Again?
How much is it? Where you are? How much is it? Because Kevin gets Kevin got 9 grams for $20. 9 grams here would cost
9 grams. That's like almost a quarter.
Yeah, no, it's more than a quarter.
It's more. It's more. Yeah, it's like what, seven's
right
a quarter. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. So, I mean, that would be. I guess. I mean, it depends. If you bought it as a quarter, it'd be like $70 to $90, depending on.
Same as here.
What it was. Yeah.
Well, 60 to $70, 60 to 70 euros for that much.
Depends on the you could get some
Flattober,
but if you bought it in little bits, it'd cost you about $200 if you bought it in 25s or 50s or something.
Oh yeah.
It's 63. It's 63 euros for 9 grams. It's 63 euros. I can't believe it took me so long to work out 7 times 9.
Well,
what?
Stop, you guys. You realize that we're gonna have a whole little area for this where we're gonna be. We don't even need to talk about money with it anymore. That'll save us some.
What's this? Second. Oh yeah, that's right. Flattoberfest is also on the 22nd.
Is that in like South Carolina, or where are they doing that one in Florida or something? Is that with Brian Stavely?
Yeah, Doug. Karen,
Karen
Yeah,
B.
Jeremy. Yeah,
sorting it out. Yeah.
cool.
Um,
That's kind of an interesting sync that you guys are going to have both of your events.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to say. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe because
Well, and anybody that's looking
Mention
to
it.
fly to Campbell's event, I noticed that on the 22nd, airfares are low. So
Are they?
if you thought you couldn't go, maybe you should double check those air flight.
So really, so air flights are going down. Nice.
Speaking of which,
I thought with all the fuel that they'd be going up.
What
Yeah.
fuel? I thought they ran on. Don't they run on like
Yeah. But you know they're going
ions or something?
Exactly right. But oh wow, cool. Okay, nice. Well, I need some cheap tickets. Where can I go?
Do you want to post your link? Do you want to post your link to the event?
Yeah, dude, post your link to the event.
Or send it to me and I'll post it for you.
I think you're a moderator, so you should be able to post it in the
Well, my thought is I can post it on all 3 channels too, if you want me to, so it's all simultaneous.
That's a good idea right there. You've got to miss it.
We're, one thing that is shocking with us is how well we actually work together. And this has been, this excitement has really forced us to get to know each other's pretty quickly. And there's been a bit of tension because of that, but not like bad tension. It's good tension. And, because it's us like making sure that we're stating our word, like we're staying true to who we are and what we want, and making sure that our voices are heard.
That's another good example, actually, for people. I think it's another good thing to see, like 3 strong individuals, strong-minded, very strong-minded, strong-willed. We've got this vision, and it's working together, sort of compromising without compromising kind of thing, because we find out really actually we don't really disagree on anything. It's just like things like timing and logistics and stuff, we can disagree about that, but we all agree on the final destination. So it's learning to just shift and move and allow your own, for me, allow myself to just, or make myself sit back and not try and be too, like, no, it's got to be this way and it's got to be this way. And like I say, we've all got valid, good ideas, and we should all be listened. Everybody needs to be listened to, given time. And that's what we're doing.
Oh, great. And Brian's gone to go stripping again.
Hey, I was wondering if we could do a little Q&A if there's people in the chat that have some questions or anything like that.
Well, this is a good one that I just addressed, is that we talked about this the other day. I just sent a link in the chat about if this is a concept of a pole shift, which we've, again, said is connected to an idea of a reset. Go watch the video we played the other day. It shows where we're going to be in potentiality for safe zones versus like the hit zones and tsunami zones. But I am not concerned. I already vibe that I can tell where we're going to be. And the other thing about the volcanoes that we understand is that because of where we are, they actually are able to vent and have been venting properly now for a long time. They do erupt, but they have not. Because they are regularly erupting, they're not causing mass havoc. So it's that idea of you can release the pressure. Right?
Another thing is that those volcanoes are so high, and we're already so high, that when the sulfur dioxide and stuff disperses, it doesn't disperse like it does at sea level, because it's already up in the altitude. So, and the air up there moves.
Yes.
You're going to have a calm moment, not a calm day. So I don't see
wind all the time. I love it.
Most of the hazards of volcanoes are sulfur dioxide. So, if I get hit by lava, there I go.
That's kind of at this
worried about volcanoes, man.
Like, It's like Just JP just said, does Mount Meru move? I mean, what is this pole shift? What's it supposed to be? Because as far as I know, that's a globe thing, isn't it? A pole shift. Because we know that the North Star doesn't move.
Jason's theory that everything shifts 30 degrees and it's all centered around the Giza, because that is the center of mass on the Earth. So it's this idea that everything shifts 30 degrees in a anti-clockwise direction.
So it's not the pole shift that science sort of talk about.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's the way scientists describe it on a globe.
Wouldn't
but
surprise me.
they're describing in a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So it's.
And they did because
So
a lot of people don't know.
Becomes the Axis Mundi, and it's just a dunk.
Listen, like back in the day when the flat Earth concept was everybody, they had what they did for geology was cataclysmic geology.
Yeah, of course.
So it lends itself to you can
1980.
understand it by looking at the plane, the shifts in the
Yeah.
Global.
They used to teach cataclysms.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they used to teach in school. That was instead of geology and all this other crap we get taught. It was always cataclysm.
Tectonic plates.
Tectonic plates. Floating around on lava, mate.
Hey, I still watch Dutch Sense because it gives me an idea of what to expect for earthquakes.
Oh yeah, Dutch Sense is right on.
And he just actually he's getting mad shadow banned, you guys. He had like almost 1 million subscribers. He's like, he got shot down. He keeps getting his live streams get shut down. His videos are getting deleted without any notification or explanation.
Yeah, really, Twitch is where to watch Dutch Sense.
No, he's gotten shut down.
He's off Twitch.
They just destroyed all of his computers and his laptop. He had to try to go on his wife. Yes. And this has already happened to him before. And he had to buy new equipment. And he went over onto his wife's equipment, and he was running a live stream last night because there was a huge earthquake in the middle of the Atlantic. A 7.0 on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge.
Wow, good report, Sarah. Thanks.
In case there's any confusion, don't be going to Dutch Sense for any sort of hints and tips on how to grow weed.
He does joke about it. He jokes about it all the time. And
I was really disappointed when I went there, and I thought I was going to learn all about how to grow weed, and then
bloody weather.
Yeah, ask him a question. Does weed grow better on a fault line?
Yeah. But it does grow better in volcanic environments.
Grow better near a volcano,
and he can't really fault you for
that. But seriously, though, I was worried about leaving Tenerife because I knew I was going to miss the volcano, and now there's gonna be 4 of the fuckers.
I think there's 5.
That's awesome. Man.
It's
that means if we're
going out, we're going out fast. So fuck it anyway.
Well, no, Cam. Here's what I thought: we build an airship. And then when all the volcanoes are blowing off, we just ride the hot air vent straight up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Cam was talking about a methane powered airship earlier. The fart.
Yeah, with goats and cattle and pigs and
the
sheep and
the fart balloon or something. I can't remember now.
That was it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean. Yeah, you just collect the animal farts all year, and then, you've got them ready to take off. They'll get you up to the top of the volcano, and there you go. Let the volcano fart you on your way. I think it's a good plan.
A bunch of horses, evidently, we need back there.
Yeah, well, the horses, they just get farted upon, the poor horses. Poor horses. Smelly backs. I mean, you'd be annoyed, wouldn't you? They can't even turn that. They got no hands to rip people off, and they can't even turn their necks around to bite them. So people just sit on them and fart on them, and poor horses can't do anything about it. It's not good. That's why they buck. That's how rodeos started. That's the story behind rodeos. It's actually the horses' frustration at getting farted on, and they decided to give them every now and again. The horses were allowed to get back at the farters. So the rodeo was born. True story.
Yeah, I heard the hippos when they defecate, it's a radius of 30 yards.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's what I
What,
said.
the smell, the methane.
No,
I
no,
think
it's
he's talking
actually the
splatter
shit.
attack.
The shit goes
where
30
it
30 yards.
splatters.
The splatter
That's quite-
factor.
That's the splash.
I mean,
That's the splash.
that takes the sort of Saturday morning after the Friday night curry to a whole new level.
I think the lesson there is don't hunt hippopotami.
No, that's
Don't be stuck
no.
behind
That's
one
the
when it's
moral of that
taking
is
shit.
that's why hippos were never domesticated.
That as well. Though they could be good manure sprayers if you think about it, you know.
Hey,
Right? I mean,
that's-
you know, there's ways they could really lend a butt.
Yeah.
I just
we hit
got
the
this
gutter again?
great new manure spreader JCB. What have you got there? What have you got there,
Three.
James? Oh, I
Three.
got myself 4 hippos, mate. 4
Yeah,
hippos. You've never seen
remember-
nothing like
okay,
it.
realize
Put a bowl in
here's-
front of him. Watch it fart fucking 30 feet behind him. It's brilliant.
I don't know. Maybe there's a story about, you know, a manure spreader that challenged the hippo and you know was able to spread the. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it goes the other way
Little
around. It was a
hippopotamus who was
hippo.
bullied and
Somebody
he
invented
came
a
up and he
manure
became
spreader.
the hero.
And
Became
John
the hero
Hippo,
fertilizer
John
spreader.
Hippo with his, you know, yeah.
I think you've got a children's storybook there for sure, Kev.
Yeah, John Henry, John Hippo.
I'll tell you what it is, right? It's Bill Gates with his farming
How
technology.
fart spray saved the day.
And,
I
it,
think
and then
that's
it's and then it's little whatever, you know, some cute little farmer kid and his hippo. And Bill Gates, I'll be able to spread my manure further than you. And he'll say, go on then.
There's like a little mouse named Fauci, and he's talking about all the schmutz, and we got to get rid of it.
Can he get stepped on by the hippo?
Yeah, absolutely. He's gone.
That would be awesome.
Are we really
right?
back to
He
potty
stood
talk?
there. You must put back on your mask.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm seeing
But he's
Meet
not
the
wearing
Feebles.
one.
It's all
He
coming
won't
back.
be wearing it. He'll just be saying
Tell
it.
him the science has changed.
That's seance to you.
You
Have
can make
seen
a mask out of a
Feebles?
leaf. You just
Say
put a
again.
leaf up there.
Have
Two
you
leaves
seen
is
Meet
better.
the Feebles?
The what? The Weebles.
Meet the Feebles.
We watched it. I made us put that up, the trailer the other day. That
Oh
is,
my
oh my
God.
god.
When
I
we
did
started
mushrooms
talking about-
once. I did
Can we watch
mushrooms
it
once,
again?
and we tried to watch that, and I was like, oh god, I'm like ill. Like I felt so weird inside. I didn't feel like I was gonna throw
I
up.
don't think
I felt like-
I don't know if I've
I didn't-
actually ever got through it. Yeah, it's a weird.
No, we
ass-
didn't. Yeah,
it's
and we
just
tried to
like-
watch it again. I've only watched it in bits.
And the
That's
worst thing
weird.
is the cover. That came out like when we had video shops, and it looks like a kids' movie.
Exactly.
Imagine how many parents got it and took it in and put it in for the kiddies and just went,
Oh shit.
Oh no, we didn't see
This
that
was-
R on the
it was like
freaking.
a puppet show. It was like a puppet movie, but they were all like, they were actors, but they were all like drug addicts and
Yeah.
prostitutes and shit.
Yeah.
It was just hardcore, but they were all like puppets.
Yeah,
It was weird.
Richie, I had you show this on one of the lives, and it was like he was like shooting up in it and everything. You remember? Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, and then the elephant was into coke and sniffing all his coke with his big trunk.
Hey
and-
Cam, tell everybody who made that movie. Whose movie was that? Do you remember?
Oh, now that you've said it, I know that it was someone, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's right on the tip of your tongue. It's
Was
a
it-
big director.
New Zealand director?
No, he
Peter-
has had a
Peter-
huge influence in New Zealand for a very
Peter
specific
Jackson?
reason.
No?
Yes.
It is,
Yep.
yeah, Peter Jackson.
Peter
yeah,
Jackson.
Yeah.
Speaking of directing things on movies and television,
I think that
it's
was his
really
entrance
awesome.
movie, you know, like to get into the club, because that was just debaucherous, man.
Oh, gross! Yeah.
I want to
Who did Eyes Wide Shut? Kubrick.
I want to watch what we watched
Kubrick,
last
yeah.
night. I want to watch that thing we watched, that game show that we watched last night, man. That game show was pretty awesome. Don't you think?
Oh
prisoners.
yes,
The prisoners.
100%, Kevin. You know exactly. You right?
Pick your punishment.
We need to
Pick
watch.
your
Yeah,
that.
you want to see
man.
Pick Your Punishment?
We would like
Right,
we would like everybody right now to just take a moment. You need to appreciate
We're gonna
every
take a
part
little
of
break. So we're going to take a little break while we get this ready.
this. Is
Oh, it'll take me one
This like
second.
Is this
This is a
slappers?
one of a kind. This is a one of a kind video that you will not find or watch anywhere else.
We're actually incredibly lucky
Featuring
to have one of the original producer slash
Actors slash
actor slash
Yeah.
participant type,
Director,
Slash ad
producer,
salesman.
director slash videographer
editor,
slash promoter
slash camera
snogger,
operator.
sound
snogger,
design.
kisser of girls that was there. Right?
Oh yeah, I
Snogger,
definitely.
getting
He
off
kissed
with all the
all
female
the girls
actresses.
there.
Oh,
Without
no,
a
what do we
do.
get
One
to
and
watch?
only
Without a
Mr.
do.
Calistoga Kevin.
Mr.
So you're gonna
Calistoga
get to
Kevin.
see, you're gonna get to see Kevin when he was about what 19 or
Oh,
something.
this is Kevin.
No, I think. Yeah, no. I was only like 16 or 17. I was 17. Okay, are we
He was
ready?
17, man.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Your punishment could be reduced. It could be doubled. You could be set free or sentenced to life. Anything can happen on Pick Your Punishment. And now, the host of Pick Your Punishment, Dink Martindale.
Look at that handsome porn star looking guy.
Pick Your Punishment.
I thought he had a mustache then.
Okay? All
it's
right. Let's not waste any more time. Johnny Olson, who's our first guest? I think our first contestant is wanted for snatching in 3 states. He's now serving 5 years in the Nashville prison from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Let's welcome Gary Grabbag Thomas. All right. How's it feel to be up here, Gary? Hey, great. Just great. We watch you guys at home all the time. All right. Glad to hear it. And I hear you're doing 5 years for purse snatching. You must have taken a lot of purses to get 5 whole years. Yeah, I was one of the best until one of them coppers nabbed me. Yeah. I know how you feel.
Two of them coppers nabbed me,
Would you
man.
like to play a little game? Reduced to 2 years, or maybe 1 year, or maybe commute it all together. How's that sound? Sure. How do I do it? Just step right over here with me to our lovely assistant, Carol Merrill, and just stand there, and I'll explain what your game's going to be. Fellas, can we have the old ladies out here, please? Now, what you're going to have to do is run to these old ladies, one at a time, grab their purse, bring it back here to the table where our lovely Carol Merrill is standing, empty the contents, and go on to the next. You'll have 30 seconds. That sounds like a breeze. Oh, but there's one little detail. One of them's your Aunt Marcy. Yep, she's from Boise, Idaho, and you haven't seen her in 15 years. But how am I going to know which one's Aunt Marcy if they've all got their backs toward me? Well, simple. When you dump the stuff out on the table, you look for some sort of identification. Now, you wouldn't want to steal your Aunt Marcy's purse, so why don't you put the stuff back in and take it back to her if you find Aunt Marcy's purse? That sounds kind of rough. Oh, come on. What's it going to be? Okay, I'll do it. All right, he's going to do it. Now, remember, you have 30 seconds. If you get one of them right, you'll get 4 years. 2 of them right, 2.5 years. 3 right, 1 year. So get ready. On your mark. Get set. Go! Did I do it? I have to check with the officials. Just one moment. They say yes! Yeah! You made it! All right. That means you'll be back at the end of the show to spin the big Pick Your Punishment wheel. All right. Thanks for playing. All right. So we have one big winner. But let's not waste any time. Let's get another convict out here. Johnny, get me a convict.
Our next contestant is from Augusta, Maine. He's wanted on 4 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and 3 counts of gun smuggling. Now doing 10 years in the New York State Pen. Please welcome Harold Malone.
Mr. Malone will not be permitted to be on the show. We found these 2 guns on him. These guns aren't real. I swear. Not real, huh? I don't know what's going on, man. The steel must be weak or something. No, I ain't. Well, Johnny, it looks like we're going to need another contestant.
Think our next contestant is from Chicago, Illinois. He's wanted in 6 states for kidnapping and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. He is now serving 50 years at the Peoria prison. Welcome, Jason Withrow.
Okay, Jason, I hear you kidnapped little kids. The living. Well, Jason, this could be your lucky day. Then again, it could be a very unlucky day for you. Well, we've got a test set up here that you should be pretty good at. Outside of our studio, one of our stagehands is standing in the parking lot. Here are the keys to a van parked outside. When I say go, you'll have to run outside, get in the van, start it, drive between some pylons, get out, tie up this stagehand, throw him in the back, drive back, come in the front door, and bring your victim back onto our stage. How's that sound, Jason? That's easy. And since it's so easy, we added a few little obstacles. One is that you'll be under a 2-minute clock. Secondly, the van will be hard to start. Third, the pylons will be moving. Fourth, our stagehand knows karate. And fifth, the studio door will be locked. So you'll have to pick it to get back in. Now, Jason, you'll be given points for things you do right, and points will be taken away for the things you do wrong. Are you all ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Oh, yes, Jason, don't forget. If you get in the van, don't think about taking off, because on the top of our studio are 3 armed marksmen. And they're armed with bazookas, so if you try to get away, kaboom! Okay. All set? On your mark. Get set. Go! All right, he's gone. And there he goes. He'll be right back. Here you see the door Jason will be running through in just a second or two. And there's the armed guards on the roof of our building. Those bazookas they're holding are the real thing. They're not just props. Jason should be hitting the door any second now. And here he comes. There's Jason. And he's going. He jumps in the van. Okay, it's going to be hard to start, but he's going to give it his best shot. And here he goes. Oh, he starts it right up. And there he goes. There's the pylon. Ah, he hits him. Hits all of them. Here he goes. There's our stagehand, Luke. Remember, he knows karate. Oh, and Luke gets in a couple of good shots, but Jason really knows his stuff. And Jason ties him up good and throws him in the van. There he goes.
It's funny what we used to find funny in the music back in the day, isn't it? I'm sure it goes down in modern.
Richie, Kevin just wrote that the bazooka was made out of a carpet roll.
10 seconds. And here he goes. He has to lose 10 seconds. Only a minute left. 59, 58. He's going like wild. There he goes. He's driving the van back up to the front of the studio. Here he comes. To a dead halt. Oh, yeah. And before he even stops, he's out of the van. Come on, come on. He's got to run around and get that guy in there. Only 37 seconds. Here he goes. He's got Luke out of the van. There he goes. He'll be back in here in just a second. So let's switch back inside. Here it comes. And here's our lovely Carol Merrill. Look how nice she pushes her boot. Here she is. Here he is. Here he is. All right. All right, Jason, you made it. I was pretty close, but you made it. That was very, very good. You know what this means? It puts you into the finals. Let's hear a big round of applause. You get to spin the big wheel right in this. Let's see you later. I think we have time for one more contestant. Right, Jenny?
Right, Dink. Our next contestant is a lady. She's currently serving 2 to 10 for shoplifting, all the way from Seattle, Washington State Women's Prison. Let's have a big pick your punishment welcome for Alice Bryant.
Hi there, Alice.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Pretty good?
I hear you're a pretty sneaky shoplifter.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Okay, well, we have a test over here that you should do very good at. You think so?
Yeah.
Well, what we have on there is a bunch of junk on this table, okay? When I say go, you're going to have to run over there and pick up as much of it as you can and put it in your shirt or wherever, okay? Our lovely Carol Merrill will point to the things you have to take, okay? Get on your mark. Okay, remember, a perfect score gets you in the final, so just keep going. If you hear a buzzer, I'll tell you when to stop, okay? On your mark. Get set. Go! Okay, Alice, go on. Come on. Come on, you got it. You got 10 seconds. Go. All right, Alice. You're doing this great. All right. Didn't quite make it. But thanks for playing our game anyway. Oh, see you later. Okay, it's time for our big showdown. But first, we have prizes for all our contestants. Right, Johnny?
Right, Dink. For all the criminals appearing on today's show, we have this set of Stanley tools, including the latest in hacksaws, saber saws, and rip saws. Stanley, we want to help you do things good. And for those long evenings inside the pen, this butter-down popcorn popper. No oil necessary. Just put in the corn and the margarine or the butter and plug it in. The butter-down popcorn popper. Just one of the many fine gift ideas you'll find at True Savings Hardware. If you're a convicted criminal now serving time and you'd like to appear on Pick Your Punishment, just write tickets. Pick Your Punishment, Post Office Box 24, Hollywood, California. That's tickets, Pick Your Punishment, Post Office Box 24, Hollywood, California. And now back to Dink Martindale and our fabulous Pick Your Punishment Showdown.
All right, it's time for our two big winners, Jason Withrow and Gary Thomas. Come on up here, guys. Now, thanks for playing, guys, and I want to explain this, okay? This is our Pick Your Punishment wheel. It's loaded with sentences all the way from life to nothing. I'll tell you to spin, and you'll spin trying to get the lowest possible sentence without going over your current sentence. And if you tie, the one with the lowest sentence will get that new sentence. All ready? Jason, by a toss of the coin, you won the first spin. All set? Okay. Spin that wheel. They're trying to beat 50 years. And Jason has life. Well, I guess it's better than some things up there. Okay, Gary, it's your turn. It's Gary Thomas, and he's trying to beat 5 years. 5 years is a little harder than 50, but it's been done. You all set? Spin it. And he's trying to beat 5 years. Here he goes, and he gets 1 year. That means Gary is our winner. Thanks for playing, Gary. Way to go, and you win. Thanks for watching Pick Your Punishment. Thanks. That's all the time we have. This is Dink Martindale. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Pick Your Punishment is a Mark Batson, Bill Blodman production.
That was very enjoyable. Thank you for sharing that again. Oh, we can't. Hold on. I gotta mute you. There you go. Go ahead, Kev.
I was saying that guy had the greatest announcer voice. We always used him because he just had that he could do that canned, announcer drawl. Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was a joke we had that girl to stuff all that stuff down her shirt because she had the biggest breasts.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah.
We're all in on it. There was no men directing anything. It was all of us just kind of like, letting off some energy.
Yeah. It's 1980s. That was hilarious. So
unfortunately, most of the archive got destroyed. But that's from my friend John Fisher's website, and I'll put his link up because if you're into doing any keyboard stuff, he does a lot of good like tutorials of how to play certain types of bands, music on the keyboard, and he's a
Cool.
great guy.
Great.
I always tried to get him to smoke pot when we were friends, and he was always taking me to hard rock concerts. And then we sort of like, after we'd been away from each other for years, got back in touch, and he was like, dude, weed is so good. I should have listened to you. By then he's like in a punk rock band, and so
That's hilarious. Awesome.
it takes some people longer than others, but we all get it.
Yeah. Sorry for that random break. I know that was totally aside, but it just kind of gives you guys an idea of who we are too. We like to be as real as possible, which is why I really enjoy having Cam on too, because I feel like, you know, we get to have really personal, cool conversations with you.
Yeah, and actually, just to give people a cue in, like, I was sort of like being poised to go into the, you know, I had all this stuff under my belt by the time I was coming out of high school. And I went to an audition for like a really big movie up in Chicago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was The Illusionist. I think that was the movie.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I know that movie.
And I think that was it. They were looking for a kid who was like an unknown. And so they were going all over the country doing these things. And so I finally went
to the Prestige.
Oh, no, not The Prestige. But anyhow, the end result was, by the time I waited all day to get into an interview, and by the end of the day, they probably had already pulled out the cute kids. And so they were bringing this in like 3 at a time, you know, and doing real fast, like all 3 of you at once go, you know. And so that near miss, and then me just getting more into weed, the more I smoked cannabis and the more I did some other things, I realized that those kinds of goals are hedged with danger, you know? Like, I would look at all the people who I idolized in the field, and they had all these problems. And, you know, back then we called it like couch casting, you know, before we were all totally aware of the child aspect of it. But I just sort of went, you know what, I can do more than that, you know? Same with commercial art, like I told you. Like, ultimately, I decided smoking weed was a good vocation.
Yeah, it's kind of sums up my life. I'm just kidding. I didn't get involved, and I did do a little bit of movie stuff, but nothing. I am in a Netflix movie. I'm pretty sure you have to rent the DVD to even watch it. I'm not going to tell you the details of it. Maybe one day. And
Is it that
then
remake of 9.5 Weeks?
Yep. And so, more or less, but I also did work on another movie, like as a boom operator and stuff. That was really fun. So, you know, it's. I think it's worth that we have. It's interesting to me that me, Richie, and Kevin have that synchronicity in our lives, as kind of being in front of a stage type scenario too. Callum has that too, because he's had that. You know, we have that tech experience a little bit. And being on stage, you know.
And we've got our resident ninja, because Cam is a ninja.
Exactly.
He's a martial arts.
I was literally about to say, and Cam too now, you know. Did you have experience? I'm curious, like in your past, Cam, like, were you in theater or anything like that?
I never, not in school. I was in like this series that they filmed. It never got picked up, but it was kind of like an X-Men ripoff.
Oh yeah.
I got scouted from this dude came down to our taekwondo studio and like picked me out and said, "Oh," and a few others, and yeah, we made this what are they called, pilots? But yeah, it never got picked up, but it was fun.
That's cool. Yeah.
Would have been fun. like a
I've been
martial
on a
art.
game show.
Yeah, right. Oh, have
been
you
on-
really? Do you have the footage from
Yeah.
that by chance?
No,
I was gonna say, Cam, if you have that pilot footage, it would be awesome to see that.
No,
Yeah,
no,
man.
we got it and then it got lost and I never got it back from because we
I
lost.
reckon it exists somewhere. It has to
Yeah,
exist
I hope
somebody
so. It
has
would be
it.
hilarious to watch. I had like I had to go like big sideburns, which was an effort for me. And I grew them down my neck.
Awesome! Oh my gosh, now I really want to see that. That's great.
I know, right? No,
Oh, look at Dragon Sage says he's currently filming, he or she, excuse me, currently filming a short film about my band Sex Witch. I'm probably saying that horrible, about us making a record during the pandemic. Oh, cool. Especially because like that has been such a thing. Like it's like art came back, music is coming back again because of this. It's kind of, I see it. Like I feel like music was
live music.
Yeah, that too, but also like really good, just really good lyrics,
good
really
music.
good content, right? Yeah.
Original,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
rebellious. It's the
Alternative.
rebellious side of art. The rebellious side of art that's coming out against the narrative, and you know, like they did it with punk. Obviously, that was orchestrated, but
That was all orchestrated, unfortunately.
But we're gonna. This is an organic, natural. You know, like they sowed the seeds of their own destruction, basically.
Oh well, they're arrogant, right? They can't see it. They just don't.
Honestly, I don't. I mean, I think there's an element of that, but honestly, I'm really siding. I'm hedging on the side that says that they actually are actors. They're all sat there.
Well, I mean,
they're secretly willing people to work it out and to do what we're going to do. Get on with it. Do something constructive and try and build a new future. And they're secretly willing everybody to do that. And because they're not doing it, they're getting worse and worse and worse. They're all going home at the end of the day and they're sitting there and having a chat with their scotch and their wines, and they're saying, so can you see it? No, they're still falling for it. Seriously? What, Biden? Joe,
Push
after
him
that
harder.
speech that you gave, seriously, after the whole dark Brandon Rising, and they're still buying all this shit. Really? Fucking hell, what are we going to have to do next?
I know. Send old Joe out there and tell him to call them all Nazis and terrorists. All right, let's do that. What? They still didn't do anything. Bloody hell.
All right. Get Kamala, right, next, get Kamala Harris to suggest that we eat babies.
Yeah.
Why not, you know?
Wouldn't be surprised.
But I don't know. The feeling's really strong.
Well, I mean,
it is to create that reaction. They want that reaction.
Well, I agree. I mean, this is this has woken up a lot of people. I mean, it doesn't have to be bad. You can use it as good, right?
Yeah, there's a silver lining to every cloud. Every cloud has a silver lining, right? All of the old adages, all of the old wives' tales, all of the old sayings have so much more meaning now. And we need to remember there's really good ones. Like every cloud has a silver lining, because it does. As one door closes, another door opens.
Yeah.
You know,
go to bed with itchy bum, wake up with smelly finger. I mean, it's good advice.
Man that go to bed with sexual problem on mind, wake up with solution in hand.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's you know, that's what really what they want. They want. And what's got to happen? What's happened with us? It's got to the stage where we're like, this is just too crazy now. Fuck this shit, man. If it's going to be this crazy, let's make it crazy the way that we want it to be crazy.
Yeah.
Let's try and take control, take responsibility. That's one of the biggest things. The real key thing is taking responsibility. Saying, I'm not going to rely on anybody else. Here I am relying on other people, but
can't get any more crazy.
Not relying on the system anymore. Not relying on the system, but relying on each other more. Learning to rely on each other. That's the important thing, I think. Is learning that we should be able to rely on each other, and if we can rely on each other, we don't have to rely on them. We can just rely on each other and actually live a life where we are the beneficiaries of our blood, sweat, and tears. You know.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I mean, they don't have much to offer it, especially now, right? what are they even offering? So well, there's not much of a choice.
Unbelievable.
Choice is getting less and less and less, right?
Look at what Gavin Newsom's just done in California, right? It seems silly that we're talking about America all the time, but America is the kind of pressure pot, and it's the last bastion of freedom. Everywhere else, we've already given it away. We've already given away our weapons. We've already given away our sovereignty. You know, we don't even have a real constitution. So America's where we're all looking, because once that domino falls, and in one way or another, it's going to the capitalism there is what's going to destroy itself, because it's been engineered to. It was always, when they hijacked the creation of America, of the republics, they saw what was good and they wanted to get out in front of it, just like they did with everything else. They get out in front of the things that they see that are going to actually benefit the people. They get out in front of it and make it so that it benefits them instead. So they did it with the birth of America. It got right in there at the start, corrupted the people that were doing. I mean, at the end of the day, it was children. This is what really pisses me off, right? I heard a grown man sat there describing the founding fathers. And that's how he's describing them, the founding fathers. And he's doing it with such reverence and such respect. And it's like, dude, they were 18 years old. They were shitting in their pants. And whatever they were doing, you know that they were being guided. Because they were fucking children, and there were men there that would, you know. You don't have to be a fucking genius to work out what went on in that room when they were working shit out.
Yes, no, it's yep. Well, that's the thing. It was built on rotten foundations, so it was always going to fall over. But you know, sometimes when it looks like things are falling apart, they're actually falling together.
Exactly.
So
it's all about perception.
It's all perception. They just want us to buy the narrative that it's all bad and it's going to fall apart and that everything's going to collapse. And if everyone believes that, that's what'll happen. If everyone believes it's going to turn into the new Earth and, you know, self-sufficient communes everywhere, well, that'll happen.
Order out of chaos.
Yeah. Order out of chaos, man. Or chaos out of order, and then order out of chaos.
See, I've got this weird perception that chaos is actually structured and ordered itself. It's not true chaos.
No, well, it's not. No, well, I mean, if this is a simulation like it seems to be, then nothing can be truly chaotic.
No.
No,
chaos is a theory.
Yeah, it's just the illusion of chaos, but most chaos is actually just patterns that we can't see.
Well, the I Ching says the only constant is change.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So always when things change, people say it's you know, chaos, but it's just change.
Well, it's just new, yeah. Yeah, we also don't see change. You know, things do change all the time, but if we keep thinking the same thoughts, they keep changing to the same things. So it doesn't look like anything's changing.
Yeah, Caleb, I think it's ivory soap that gets rid of film.
Puppy dog. Plastic film wrapping, cling wrap. What's that for? Oh, he's been in a film. Very nice.
Yeah, so yeah.
I mean, Callum, I don't know, mate. The visuals of you wrapped up in plastic cling film, I'm not sure that I want
those. Deadhead in the house.
There you go. Anyway, guys, it's like 10-1 here, so I might drop off and let you guys continue.
Emotional. No worries, man. Thank you very much.
Actually, this is perfect, Cam, because we weren't necessarily gonna. And hey, that quick.
That's the pop out of the Not yet.
And I'll be there. Wait, how's that song go?
I ran into Jerry. Dragon Sage, I actually ran into Jerry full on backstage. He was coming around the corner, and I was running around the corner, and he was sweating because he just came off from the Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah. He was just coming off of the stage after the encore, and I was trying to get to the right side of the backstage, and blam!
Ran into him.
They're talking to
Yeah, I
this is a
seriously
couple
like
deadheads.
you know, like
talking
when
to
you
each other.
you're running. You shouldn't run
Get
inside.
ready for some stories.
You know, but I was running inside, and there was a corner, so I was like just
What were
about
you going to
the
say,
corner,
Sarah?
and he was just about the corner, and blam! I just wish I would have had a bar of chocolate, and he would have had like some peanut butter, and that would have been awesome.
They're talking about the Grateful Dead, guys. They're talking about running into
Yeah,
Jerry
Dragon
Garcia.
Stage. Dragon
This
Stage.
is like a
Pop
hippie's
every
dream.
year. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it.
Thank you,
right.
guys. Thank you, Cam.
All right. See you later,
Appreciate it.
guys.
Thank you, Cam.
Bye,
See you later,
Cam.
buddy.
Love you.
See ya.
Love you, dude.
Love you.
Love
Talk to
man.
you soon.
And then number 3.
Guys, this was a really good chat today. Like the vibe it just feels like it's coming full circle again, you know? It feels so right. So thank you all for being here to like let us
Hey,
like, just be able to talk out, like just to enjoy being a part of this experience with us.
And,
check
and
it out.
to join now. But if you're sat there and you think, right, you're part of this tribe and you want to get involved, then send us an email. Innit?
Did you hear that? To
If
join now?
anybody,
Oh yeah,
Anybody.
see, and Two Joy's going. So
So
love
yeah,
you.
anybody
Bye.
that does think that they're part of that they want to be part of the tribe, or they think they're part of the tribe, get in touch with us and let us know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do they get in touch with us? Does everybody know?
There's emails in the description. There's
And I'm
two
posting
emails.
them again. I'll post them again.
So there's Mindful Exposure Synergy is Sarah's email, and if you want to email me, it's wewritereality33@gmail.com.
Hey Rich, let's get a new email for you outside of Gmail for this purpose, because of you're getting censored.
Well, my email outside of Gmail is richardavery77@yahoo.com.
Do you want to just use that?
I can do. I wanted to, man, I've got like 4 emails.
I know, so
that's why I'm not going to create any more, you know?
okay.
Because I've already got 4.
Oh, we just lost him. His service actually might have cut out there for a minute, but he'll come back. Okay, guys. If it's okay with you, I would recommend if you do email Richie to just CC me, because the reason we're saying that is we're having a lot of issues with connection. So, thank you. And Jamie, did you give me that email? Do you want me to put that down for future purposes? Oh, look at Ruby. Oh my God, that was so sweet. He did this perfect stretch right when you turned on the camera. It was perfect timing. Because we couldn't start. I'm actually cool with that. Yeah, and if you want to do like a phone number thing, but if you could if you could give us your email so we could kind of do like a notification kind of thing, and then we can make sure we follow up with like texts. Because the problem is for some of us, we don't live in certain these areas, so we can't use phone numbers that way. That's the big issue. If you want to get Signal, I would highly recommend it. That is the main, currently that is the main thing we are using to communicate to each other. So please do, just feel free to, if you can't get a hold of us, just let us know. We're trying to be really good about catching things in the chat. So if we miss something, sometimes our crew is really good about making sure that we catch what you wrote. Like, you wanted to jump on, or you were trying to ask for certain information. So just make sure you speak up, because that's what we're all about.
You can find me on Skype as well, 007. Find me on Skype.
And we're both on Instagram. I know not everybody uses that. We don't blame you.
Links are in the description. I'm on Twitter. Link is in the description. I've got 2 other channels. Richie Rich and... Oh, no, I've got 1 other channel. Richie Rich. I was going to say Richie Rich and the Magic Treehouse, but we're in the Magic Treehouse now, aren't we? So, are we wrapping up?
Yeah.
I'm unwrapping.
Cool.
Callum's unwrapping from his plastic film. Little Dexter-ish. Woo!
But we do. We love you guys. Thank you very much for spending 2 hours and 50 minutes with us. And we will be back soon with much more to talk about. And if you're interested, like I said, get in touch. If you're interested in getting involved in any way, don't forget to like and share. Don't forget that all you have to do is click share and then press copy, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to share it. Just click share and press copy, and it will do the rest with the algorithm. When you like it, when they say smash that like button, yeah, smash that like button. I was always like, why would you want to smash it? Because then you can't press it again. But what they mean is just press it on like 2 or 3 times, off and on. Like, take the like off, put it on, take it off.
Can I ask for something else too?
It confuses the algorithm, and it will think that 5 people have liked it.
That's great.
Help us out.
If you're really bored and you want to just sit there and like click things a bunch of times for us, awesome. If you don't want to do that and you find yourselves having a really awesome conversation with someone and you go, you know what? I heard about these people, and actually, if you're interested, I could give you their link. But they're doing this movement where they're going to be creating this whole new society, and they're going to be setting the precedents and helping everybody and show them the path. If you can tell people about us, that does a world of wonders. And we've told you again, you are our family, you are our community. We are not here to get as many people as possible. We are here to get the word out to help as many people as possible, and maybe get a little bit of help so that we can get it started. But that's it. We are not asking for a lot. Just
no.
We're going to put all good intentions out there, and that's what it's about. So get ready, guys.
Is a huge tribe, man. It's a small, self-sustainable tribe, but it's not huge, man. So yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Pete's. We love you loads. We'll be back real soon, and we'll just play you out with this again.
We all know what's coming, what's just around the corner. We all know that we don't have long. We all know that we're connected. We all know that we have our soul tribes, possibly connected in every incarnation through the generations. And we are finding each other. And we are realizing that there is a better way. Going back to our roots, embracing ancient knowledge and ancient culture to live life better now. This is what we are doing with the Magic Treehouse. We are moving to Ecuador. We're going to work with the indigenous people, become self-sufficient, and no longer slaves to the system. Building a new community for a new way of life. The Magic Treehouse, Center for Healing.
Like something you would say growing up. You know, like, man, I'm in a treehouse. This is awesome. I can see trees all around me. I got a telescope. This is rad.